There is smoke. Fuck me.
Tell me your indoor cat won't survive in the wild without telling me.
Oh well. The reason you came to Verona Beach doesn't particularly matter.
I came here to smooch. Came here to kill monsters and smooch people, and I'm all out of monsters. That is... No, Parker, stop that. There is smoke. Fuck me.
Tell me your indoor cat won't survive in the wild without telling me.
Oh well. The reason you came to Verona Beach doesn't particularly matter.
I came here to smooch. Came here to kill monsters and smooch people, and I'm all out of monsters. That is... No, Parker, stop that. There is smoke. Fuck me.
Tell me your indoor cat won't survive in the wild without telling me.
Oh well. The reason you came to Verona Beach doesn't particularly matter.
I came here to smooch. Came here to kill monsters and smooch people, and I'm all out of monsters. That is... No, Parker, stop that. There is smoke. Fuck me.
Tell me your indoor cat won't survive in the wild without telling me.
Oh well. The reason you came to Verona Beach doesn't particularly matter.
I came here to smooch. Came here to kill monsters and smooch people, and I'm all out of monsters. That is... No, Parker, stop that. There is smoke. Fuck me.
Tell me your indoor cat won't survive in the wild without telling me.
Oh well. The reason you came to Verona Beach doesn't particularly matter.
I came here to smooch. Came here to kill monsters and smooch people, and I'm all out of monsters. That is... No, Parker, stop that. There is smoke. Fuck me.
Tell me your indoor cat won't survive in the wild without telling me.
Oh well. The reason you came to Verona Beach doesn't particularly matter.
I came here to smooch. Came here to kill monsters and smooch people, and I'm all out of monsters. That is... No, Parker, stop that. There is smoke. Fuck me.
Tell me your indoor cat won't survive in the wild without telling me.
Oh well. The reason you came to Verona Beach doesn't particularly matter.
I came here to smooch. Came here to kill monsters and smooch people, and I'm all out of monsters. That is... No, Parker, stop that. There is smoke. Fuck me.
Tell me your indoor cat won't survive in the wild without telling me.
Oh well. The reason you came to Verona Beach doesn't particularly matter.
I came here to smooch. Came here to kill monsters and smooch people, and I'm all out of monsters. That is... No, Parker, stop that. There is smoke. Hi, Alex. Also, you are also my #1 streamer view. It's like you spent a lot of time modding. I'm like, I did nothing. That is an absolute bold-faced lie. Hello, friend! Look, I'm alive again. It's weird. I don't know what this is. Don't ask also what my hair is doing today. It's called I left it in a French braid for a very long time. This apparently is how it's happening. But hello, much love. And yeah, Alex, I laugh. So far, we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm happy back to streaming, though. Okay, part of that's I had a nap this afternoon. Y'all, I don't know how to nap. I've never in my life known how to nap. But you know what fixes that? Not drinking coffee. I have not started a new medication about a month ago. I've not been able to have coffee. And to say the least, it is messing with me. Anyways, hi, hello friends. How are we doing today? It's a Tuesday. I realized like 10 minutes ago that where I left this game off meant I had to make a decision. And then I was suddenly very like, why am I playing this game? I don't want to make a decision. Oh my god, don't even get me started. It's like, I've just started reincorporating tea, and I don't know if that's... My sleep is very messed up. I am awake at weird hours, which is why I'm napping, but it's also bizarre as hell. But anyways, hi. Hello. Being able to nap is a fascinating concept, though. I think because I just don't know what to do with myself. Anyways. We're gonna get back into When the Night Comes. We might finish this today. If we do, TBD what we'll do Thursday. I mean, I've got a bunch. Actually, there's DLC content for this, so maybe that. But, because I feel like we were hitting endgame. I feel like, sorry, it's been like 2 weeks since I think we played this too, so I'm clearly trying to refresh myself while we're at it. So I think what was happening was we were about to go break into jail? The equivalent of jail? Sure. Yeah. We're gonna do that. We're pretending that's what's doing here. But we're using everybody, but we have to make a decision on our love. We might go with Vamp Daddy because, let's be real, we have, I guess, a type. I don't fucking know. I don't know, but we might... We've got a save file, so that way we can replay. We'll see how long this is. And we can replay with other people's endings. Anyways, I don't know. But we're going to be about to make a decision. I am very uncomfortable with this, which is why I keep talking. I don't like... Listen. You know how it is. What is it? I'm a gender fluid, pansexual, polyamorous switch who's also a Libra. We don't make decisions. All is supposed to be the option. And yet, it is absolutely rude that it's not an option here. Anyways, I'm fine. We're good. I'm also really warm suddenly. I was freezing, and I have a blanket on my lap. Oh, nope, it's cold when I take the blanket off. I don't know anymore. Who needs temperature regulation? I don't, apparently. Okay, we're gonna get into this game. Let's move things around. There we are, friends. There isn't a cat option. My cat's sleeping. She's just chilling. She's chilling like a little baby villain that she is. She'll probably show up at some point whenever she wants dinner. Oh, thanks, Alex. Oh, good. Wonderful. That is exactly what I needed. Good times. Cool. I put on socks, and apparently the smallest thing will make the biggest difference, and I'm not a fan of this. Why is... It's fine. I'm gonna talk to my doctor next week. All good. Anyways. Yep, we are... This is rude. This is just rude. I have to make decisions. I don't want to make decisions. I have to remember who everybody is. No, that's a lie. I remember who everybody is. So, my god. This is just mean. Why, like, don't make me make choices. Oh my god, can you imagine? Do I have dice somewhere. The problem is they're on the other side of the screen. They're on the other side here. Kind of tempted though. I wonder what to come up with. Like, I think I know what I want to do. I think I know. However, listen. Oh God. Okay, it's this bag. I just like reached over. There's a lot of dice over there in different containers, so it could have been anything. But we grabbed the bag. Actually, I think that's a lie. I think there is another dice bag. I don't know. There's a lot of dice in my house. Okay. For the record, no romance is not an option, apparently, for me. No word of a lie. Remember how I was like, oh, we'll probably go with Vamp Daddy? Can I... Oh, I don't want to move my camera, but like... So I did. There's all 6 of them. I rolled a d6. It's a 1! Which means it's Vamp Daddy! The dice say so. It's also very pretty. Like, look at this. Anyways, good times. So, okay, so both the dice has spoken. Going with the top one. Anyways, we're fine. This is fine. This is totally a legitimate way to choose, to make life choices, right? We're gonna keep the dice nearby just in case any other decisions have to be made. As though my body already knows where I need to go, where I want to go, my feet carried me towards the catacombs. I don't look back, but I do hear the rustle of trees and the creature's maddened aura fading. It's heading back into the woods. The town is safe. What are we even after? Oh yeah, there's a monster. Something's killing people. Still a murder mystery. For now. Oh yeah, we got to visit his room the last time and meet his sort of daughter. For the record, Steam has an achievement when you meet it. You've met Raven. We're sorry, is what it says with the achievement. Which is hilarious. Although, she is also hot. I wonder if she's single. Anyways, or interested. You never know. Anyways, we're fine. Everything's fine. Though I'm sure he's aware it's me. He seems surprised when he opens the door and finds me in the dull light of the corridor. Sir, why did you even bother with 3 fucking buttons? Riddle me this. Parker, are you okay? His wide-eye gaze brushes over me and I can see him registering that something isn't right. He gently curls his fingers around my wrist to urge me inside when I don't respond, the door closing with a loud thud behind me. Strangely, I'm shaking and I can't quite place why.
Who hurt you?
That's a long list. I'm not sure if we want to get into that one today. I'm rarely fearful of creatures, but this one shook me to my core. Something was off, too familiar. I saw it. Golden eyes meet mine, and the warmth they exude calms me in an instant.
Breathe. I've got you. Now, tell me. What did you see?
I shiver as my adrenaline fades, and in an absent-minded gesture, he rubs his hands over my arms to try and warm me. The creature. I think I saw it. I couldn't move. It was like it paralyzed me. There's something that didn't feel right, like I knew it, like we were connected. His brow furrows and he takes a careful step closer as I reach for his arms. I hold on to him as if he might anchor me and make all of this feel real. I was drawn here, something magnetic pulling me towards him in a time of confusion. I've barely known him a week, but there's something about Finn that makes me feel safe and strong and wanted. We should go out there, see if we can find it. I can practically see the cogs turning in his mind as he moves to leave. I tighten my grip. I need him to stay. I want him to stay. I want him. Finn. In the warm light of his room, Finn's face takes on an otherworldly quality. The way the golden shadows dance across his sharpened features make me wonder how many people he's lured to their end. I wouldn't blame them, even I'm drawn to him like a moth to a bright, bright flame, and there's truly no mistaking that he's not human. Yeah, no shit! Most people in this game aren't. Fine. Deadly. And yet, another step closer, my heart a hammer in my chest, and we're so close that I can feel his cool breath against my overheated skin. I feel like he would be great during the summer when you, like, are prone to overheating. That would be fantastic. It's your personal cooling unit. It's fine. Parker. The unsaid longing, the desire that I feel when I'm near him, something I've tried to quietly snuff out using the formalities of my position as an excuse. A creature, something I'm supposed to hunt, but he's the one whose presence has made me feel like I truly belong here. A comfort in all this darkness and uncertainty, I'd mark myself a fool if I ignored such feelings. Everything could end tomorrow and I'd never know. I tilt my chin in invitation, my chest heaving, and surely my grip would be bruising if he were human. He curls a cold fingertip at my cheek, and I know he's not reading my mind, but his next words are still everything I long to hear.
Can I kiss you?
Aww. You gotta love the ask. Yes. Smoochies, 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 smoochies. Finally! Feel like we've been deprived of this for many a session, and it's nice to finally be here. That's all it takes for Finn to press his cool lips against my willing mouth. He places a hand upon my hip and draws me close. The first kiss is quick, but it still lingers when he pulls away, his eyes desperately searching my face. I exhale sharply, a beat passing between us, then I kiss him with fervor, my tongue finding his between carefully parted teeth. And then you hurt yourself on a fang and it all goes downhill. Eventually I need to pull away to catch my breath. I'm overwhelmed by how right this feels. Well, that's good. He smiles when he realizes I need to breathe. Yeah, no shit. It's called I'm Still Mortal. Giving me a moment and placing a kiss against my jaw, trailing it back towards my mouth. I hold him close, pushing my hand over his spine, raking my nails along the dark fabric. I can feel his muscles shift and relax beneath my touch. Then, a shared smile and Finn kisses me hard, feeling the urgency that thrums between us, kickstarting something within me that makes my breath hitch. I hear a low growl, a rumble in his chest. It's a revealing noise, the kind that seems alarming at first that gives way to an approving throaty groan. He carefully walks me backward until I hit the door. With an unexpected complacency, I find myself following his lead and sinking back against the wood. You have a thing with walls and doors, don't you? Do they get destroyed here often? Feel like that's an important question to know here. He makes a quiet noise. It sounds a little like a purr. I cannot resist reaching out to drag a hand down the pale plane of his exposed chest. And Finn is, yeah, because he didn't only fucking did up 3 buttons, because apparently that's all they do in this game. And Finn is clearly drinking in the way my fingers feel upon his skin. He's reveling in the attention. We pause, forehead pressed to forehead, and the fathomless gold of his eyes burn into my own. My breathing is ragged, clawing free from the embers of my chest, and I smile. He sucks in a sharp breath, smiling and looking at me like I hung the moon. The words that roll off his lips are raw and honest, laid bare before me, and washing away whatever hesitation I may have felt before this moment.
You were like a madness. One I'd happily succumb to.
This mission has been nothing but one mystery after another, but this he reveals gently and passionately. We reluctantly part, and Finn steps back, putting some distance between us. Though our fingers are still lazily intertwined, the feel of him cooling my overheated skin. How many other tattoos are there? He smiles, turning and breaking our contact as he takes a seat upon his bed.
So, this changes things between us, I suppose.
I mean, it can. I clear my throat, unable to wipe the smile off my face. His kiss lingers. You could say that. He looks up at me, and I find myself caught by how beautiful he is. Tell me everything will be okay. Lie to me, baby! He feigns contemplation, his gaze flicking to the side, then back to my face.
It will. You're smart, and you're strong. And I consider myself lucky to be able to help you. Lucky to know you.
I'm sure you say that to all the hunters that end up accidentally smooching you. There's been so much uncertainty, but of him I'm beyond certain, grounded and stronger. And know me you do. He laughs, biting his bottom lip. His support makes me feel unstoppable, as does everyone else's. No longer am I alone in this. I have a family. It's been 1 week. Feel like it should have taken us a little bit longer to get that vibe, but whatever. Okay, cool. No judge. No judge. I will stop judging. Strangely, I wake with a smile on my face. Despite meeting the thing that has been wreaking havoc on this town, despite the fact that it rendered me useless, I am apparently riding a high right now, and we're gonna go with it and hopefully not have that fuck us over. Feels wrong, but I can't ignore the way my chest aches when I think of Finn. When I think about kissing him. Lovely, this is lust, this is... You just want to do him. That is what this is. I laugh to myself. I feel so much lighter somehow. Though I can't shake the feeling of that thing staring me down and sizing me up. I think of all the creatures I've encountered in my time as a hunter, and I almost feel like there's something I'm missing. There probably is! Is it a hybrid, a new species? We were always taught that it's unrealistic to believe that we discovered every kind of creature that roams the earth. Yeah, no shit, we're not perfect. The realms that separate us from them can tear. Every day, new horrors are brought upon us. And every single one of my instincts is screaming and telling me that this is different, that it's not going to be simple. With great effort, I drag myself from the relative comfort of my bed and stare out over a surprisingly sunny Lunaris. I take a seat at my desk and decide to take a moment to observe the stolen notes that Ezra had kindly handed over. Oh, yeah. Okay. Ezra, we gotta talk about your handwriting, my friend. Okay. The fire consumed everything. Something damaged beyond restoration. I don't know what that is. Magical fire, can't reconstruct, doesn't work. Perhaps with a memory spell to recall the events of death. Runestone should suffice, no good. It's as if the body doesn't want to remember the soul's essence at all. A creature that treats on life force. It's so strange. Perform ritual on crescent moons. Scrying's a fair shot, but of this point, I've exhausted my options with the corpse. And she deserves a burial by now. Used an extraction from the flowers and a spell to ascertain she was very well terrified before her death, but nothing more. Can't even tell if it's a death by burning or other injuries, I think is what it is. I'm stumped. Okay, sorry. I tried. I scanned them, and it's during seeing a truly talented witch be so completely and utterly perplexed. It practically feels frustration rolling off the page. Live fire consumed everything. Live fire, yeah. Muscles damaged beyond restoration. Oh, that's muscles. Okay. Magical firing, yeah. We went through this. Anise and skeletal flower doesn't work. Okay. So maybe I should just waited for like the text to be here and as opposed to me trying to decipher Ezra's handwriting. No good. Is this, yeah. Oh, essence. That's what that word was. We're good. I'm fine. I don't need a blanket. I don't know what you're talking about. We're good. Before ritual on crescent moon, we've been through this. I literally just read all of this. We can... Okay, finally, the page torn where he's pressed so hard with his quill. Oh, I'm stumped. It's just that piece. The complete lack of an intact body would have certainly made this job hard, but a witch of Ezra's skill can cast many spells to determine the cause of death. But all he encountered was failed spell after failed spell. I set this aside. I have no time today to delve any deeper. Now it's time to write my report for last night. This should be interesting. Which part? Which part of it? Oh, we gotta go talk to Gus Gus. Oh, Gus Gus. So I got warm apple cider with me today. Yes, in my ghost mug, because apparently it's always gonna be spooky season. But it's good. It's nice. It's warm. It's a lovely time. I check the conveniently placed clock outside of August's office door and take a deep breath. As I raise my fist to knock, I hear a crash. Well, shit. Are you okay, Gus Gus? I forgo knocking, pushing the door open to rush inside and check that everything is okay. Scan the room. B? Hello. Oh, look who it is. It is a kitten. It is a tiny void. Hi. What's going on? You done napping? You done having your little cat nappy? Well, yeah. Hi. What you doing, Stinkbug? She's such a baby. You a baby? The problem is she's so fucking cute. Like, it is an absolute issue. I don't... Ma'am, can I help you? Where the heck did my captions go? Sorry, I just realized that they are not... Don't know why they're not showing, but apparently they're not. Okay. I'm sure it'll come back when it feels like it. Okay, B. Why are you just staring at the screen, you dumbass? She's just staring at me now, it's fine. What could possibly go wrong? Can I help you? Ma'am. No, ma'am, that's my dice bag. Nope, okay, well. The cat found the dice. This is gonna be a problem, friends. B. Oh, you weirdo. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Nothing is fine. Okay. Give me two. That refreshed? Nope. Still. Nope, which just means that pixel chat is just big. Okay. That is a later Parker problem because, I don't know. I can only do so much right now. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's fine. Again, later. Oh, nope. There we go. I fixed it. We did it. We did it. I think that's how that goes. Oh, and I've scared away my cat. So that sounds right. Okay, you've refreshed enough things. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Basically, story of my entire life. I can't decide if I'm hot or cold. Fuck. Anyways, scan the room, seeing no August, but then there's more. I see a pair of feet sticking up from behind the desk, and I hear a string of muttered curses in a language I don't recognize. August? Hey, Gus. I forget, you're very pretty. They pop up, their hair's a mess, and they have dark bags under their eyes. Babes, have you slept? Parker, is it 9 already? I nod, clocking that their clothes are wrinkled, which is odd. Very odd. Did you sleep here? They let out a quick, sharp burst of laughter that seemed suspiciously nervous.
Did I fall asleep in my office? Don't be preposterous.
Sounds fake, but okay. I stare them down, unconvinced. August. They cover their mouth with their hand, coughing quietly.
Yep. Yes, I did.
Well, there we go. I had a lot on my mind. I nodded understanding, itching to tell them about my encounter, but almost not wanting to burden them with yet another thing. There was a lady bitsy teeny weeny incident last night in the woods. An incident, you say? Come sit. You're not gonna like it. No, you ain't gonna like it. You're not gonna like my story now. Take a deep breath and follow them to their desk. I believe I encountered the creature. The creature as in the creature? Yes. Their pale skin gets lighter somehow and they take a deep shuddering breath.
Are you okay? And how are you okay, if so?
Told you.
Some of our best hunters have perished by its hand.
Yeah. Well, about that. I settle in the comfortable chair opposite them. My mind is reeling as I think about how the hell I'm going to explain this. Firstly, don't think I'm crazy, okay? Okay. That's a great start to any story, let's be real here. They don't seem convinced, but I continue regardless. James has been communicating with me somehow. It's like I can hear him, feel him as if he's right beside me. That's fine, right? Their expression remains neutral, that perfectly arched brow raised high. I assume that their silence means that they wish for me to continue. It's happened a few times. The most recent being last night. I'm pretty sure he's the reason I'm sitting here right now. He snapped me out of whatever thrall that thing had me under. They process what I've just said with an unreadable expression, and I wait with bated breath, unable to get a read on their aura. Are they gonna laugh in my face, tell me I'm insane? I see. That's all you have to tell me? Well, I'm glad to see he decided to help you. Well, okay, that's a good sign. To think what might have become of you had he not. I'd rather not imagine. Gus? Do you like me? Have I grown on you? I pause, my mouth agape. I'm perplexed, not even a flinch. You seem rather calm, I expected. They raised their hand.
A lot of things that happen in our world are out of the ordinary, and we can't possibly explain every unusual occurrence. Ghosts are certainly not the strangest thing we deal with. There have been many recorded cases of people claiming they've been contacted by the dead.
Oh, sweet, cool, so I'm not the first. Love that for my life. If Hunter Lane has somehow managed to communicate with you, then so be it. You can question and attempt to understand it if you wish, but I consider that statement, deciding that yet another thing to add to the list to be a hindrance to us all. We do not need more questions. That won't be necessary. You felt fine during all this? Nothing ails you when you experience the connection? I grimace and Gus notices.
You do well to tell me, Hunter.
I've been getting headaches, pretty intense ones. There's a lingering ache in my temple almost constantly, and it flares up whenever he's near. They press their fingers to their lips, looking at me thoughtfully. Then they rise from their chair, walking to stand over me, wiggling their fingers in my direction. I'm assuming that's what they mean, right? The wiggle wiggle. Wiggle woo. May I? Sure. If you don't mind. I nod, trusting to do whatever they have to do. Just close your eyes, it won't hurt. What do you mean it won't hurt? I oblige and feel a distinct crackle in the air, the smell of ozone thick in my nostrils, the hairs on the back of my neck and arms stand. I dare to take a peek at my enforcer. Their eyes are closed too, their hands hovering carefully above my head and glowing a vibrant aquamarine. Closed. Aye, aye, sir. Aye, aye, friend. Captain. With a quiet grumble, I heed their instruction. A moment later, I hear them huff. You're fine, no damage detected. I open my eyes, watching them sit back against the desk. Thank you, Gus. I should imagine it's rather unnerving having that happen, though. I do hope he's at least polite. Oh, well, minus the headaches, he's not too bad. He was a fine hunter, a valued friend of many, including myself. He's missed terribly, even more of a reason for us to bring this thing to the ground. I had silently pondered the implications if the enforcers are involved with this, to think what it would do to Harry if the very agency he runs end up being responsible for his husband's death. Loud knock interrupts my train of thought, and August throws me a look. They suddenly seem uncharacteristically nervous. I tilt my head in question. It's time I make amends. Come in. Oh, Piper. Hey, babes. How we doing? How's it going? The atmosphere immediately grows tense, both of them making a point to look at me and nod at each other. Have I been tricked into mediating? We might have been. Yep, apparently that's exactly what this is.
I hear you have something to say to me.
I let out a breath and I didn't realize I'd been holding, thinking the stars of Piper is choosing to break the ice somewhat civilly. August clears their throat, rubbing their forefinger and thumb together. Seeing them unnerved is alarming.
Yes, well, I wanted to apologize, formally.
And for the first time?
Yes, Piper, for the first time.
We just need popcorn for this scene, I think. We're just gonna sit back and enjoy this.
If I could go back and change how I reacted, I would do it in a heartbeat. You didn't deserve any of this. And I'm sorry.
I'm proud of you, Gus. She looks angry, but also a little defeated. I imagine this isn't easy for her. It wouldn't be for me if I were in her shoes.
You really hurt me, August. It will take time for us to get back to where we were.
That still sounds like you're accepting the apology, though, babe. That still is a good sign. But Packer told me that you really do wish to make amends and that you're on our side in all of this, so I accept your apology.
Take however long that you need. Whatever I can do to make it easier, I shall. To prove to you that I mean it.
Piper quirks a single brow, a smile creeping onto her lips. Well, I won't.
I am not arm wrestling you ever again. I'd rather you drove a dagger through my heart, frankly.
Well then. That's a bit drastic. Anyway, shall we discuss this plan of yours, Hunter? The plan. Yes, the plan. That plan. The plan for this plan. General, you and Ezra will see to the wards whilst Piper and I meet Finn in the catacombs. He'll escort us to the hidden entrance to the dungeons and be our lookout. There, Piper and I will enter and gather as much intel as we can for as long as we're able to stave off the protections. We'll then leave via the exit in the forest where we'll meet Finn again, making a hasty escape before anyone catches wind. Is Alucard not coming? Or Omen? In theory. Yeah, in theory. August purses their lips, taking in the information provided. I see. And you're satisfied with this? That's achievable without any of us getting caught? Piper and I share a glance and she nods. Yep, I am. Regardless, I think it's necessary. We can't proceed with our investigation without seeing what they're keeping down there. or what they're not keeping down there. This could change a whole investigation, August. Very well, trust both of you. Guess the next thing for us to do is visit the witch then. Piper tilts her head at him, her eyes wide. August sighs deeply. Sorry. Ezra. Good. Well done, you're getting there. Just try it with the attitude next time, yeah? I'll wait for you at the entrance to Casimir at the end of the catacombs come nightfall. Be careful, Merriman. I know you're capable, but be on your guard. Piper offers them a small smile and seems genuine for the first
Always
time.
am, General.
Aww, they're getting along again. The shop is quiet, much like Gus Gus as they stand stoically by my side. I spare them a glance, watching how they smooth their fresh-pressed, clean outfit. Don't be nervous, Ezra doesn't bite. Don't get sassy with me. I will get sassy with you. You can calm the hell down, my friend. I laugh at their non-threatening tone, and Ezra appears from the back room. Oh, good morning. August stares, almost as if they're paralyzed, and Ezra subtly flicks his gaze to me, a singular eyebrow slowly rising in question. General, didn't you want to speak to Ezra? This is just the August apology tour, apparently. Good times had by not Gus Gus, so I feel a little bit bad. I contemplate my next move and decide to take my life in my hands, nudging August with a gentle hand. Rather than tearing my arm clean from my body, they simply throw me a glare and pull themselves to rights as they come to stand in front of the young witch. Ezra, it's time I apologize to you. Oh? The shock on Ezra's face is evident, but he quickly recovers. Gus, you don't have... Yes, I do. I do. In the interest of not being here explaining all day, I'll keep it short.
I should have never left Argyria the way I did. Or at least without giving you an explanation. I owed you that, and I'm sorry I was too caught up in my own issues to bother.
And I certainly shouldn't have treated you the way I did towards the end of your time under my tuition, nor in the time where, nor in the time where we coexisted here. You know what Oberon and Lady Adalia were like. They always made comments about how you were surpassing me and how disappointed they were.
That's because you taught me. I'm powerful because of you. I wouldn't be half the witch I am today if it wasn't for you. I continued my studies long after you left, all from your books.
Precious kids. August looks like they don't know quite what to say. Color rises to their cheeks and they quickly avert their gaze as Ezra continues.
Your skills remain unparalleled, and your parents were fools not to see that. I still look up to you and could still learn from you.
My healing is still something to be desired.
Well, you can't be good at everything.
They share a smile and August looks like a different person. They stand a little taller, like a huge weight has been lifted, making amends suits them. I accept your apology.
I should never have blamed you for the insecurities my parents planted in my head. I can't take back what happened, but we can move forward.
We can, and we will. What made you both move here? Harry had visited my parents' academy in search of new recruits, strictly witches. I no longer saw a future for myself in Argyria. My parents had all but disowned me, and it felt good to be needed. The promise that I might do some good if I took a position in the Enforcers was too perfect to pass up at that point in my life. Ezra clears his throat. Do you regret it? Leaving? A pause, but just a quick one. August answers confidently. No, but I regret how I left, how I let my friend down. Everything happens for a reason, Gus. It's in the past. What about you, Ezra? His smile fades, softens. After my father passed, I felt a little useless at home. I worked tirelessly to raise money to buy my own shop. I just wanted to help people, like he always did in his own way. Magic was really the only way I knew how, and Lunaris just happened to be the first place where I might be able to afford a fresh start.
I'm so glad things worked out the way they did. Though things may not be perfect, I found family here.
So cute. What was it like growing up in Argyria?
Incredibly boring, but enchanting nonetheless.
Perfectly summed up. There was nothing very special about it, but it was strangely charming.
The only interesting thing to do there was to learn magic. Witches would flock there to learn at the academy August's family ran. Some of the finest witches in all of Escria taught there, including Gus.
Ezra becomes wistful, a fond smile crossing his lips. August less so. True to their nature, though, they roll their eyes at the compliment. I'm hardly one of the finest. Drink your water! So it says bot. Liar, I was honored to have you as my guide no matter what you say. My family couldn't afford the tuition, but Gus saw something in me and took me under their wing anyway.
I fondly remember the look on your mother's face when you told her you would tutor me free of charge.
Aww. August grimaces, but their smile betrays them.
I do miss making Mother angry.
Listen, isn't that what we all try to do in life? She was just annoyed that everyone could see that people are able to flourish outside of her precious academy. So glad you're able to resolve your issues. It's nice to see you both like this. Thank you. I'm glad too. Now, shall we discuss the plan? I'm pretty well versed in the words that they use, so with the both of us, I doubt they stand much of a chance. Ezra scoffs. Trust me, they don't. Piper and I will head into the catacombs to meet Finn, and I assume that he'll be able to tell us when the wards are down. Yeah? Ezra doesn't hesitate to respond, his words confident. I can definitely ensure that he knows. Our connection is very strong, specifically mine with his prosthetic. Yes, strong. Gus, please. Parker's right here. August tilts their head, quite obviously confused with Ezra's statement.
Sorry, I don't see what this has to do with me making a comment about your dangerous liaisons with certain creatures of the night.
Ezra clears his throat and offers me a sorry gaze before he addresses August again. It's nothing, don't worry. As much as I appreciate Ezra not outing my newfound liaisons with Finn, I can't help but wonder exactly how he already knows. They had breakfast this morning, it's fine. Regardless, I gather that August doesn't approve of such relationships. Maybe it's best to keep that particular sliver of information to myself for now. Anyway, back to the plan. Have you heard from Harry at all since the night of the last murder? He's been around, though he seems to be avoiding me. He's keeping to himself. I don't trust Harry. I cannot label that as suspicious, though. The man did just lose his husband, but I'll keep an eye on his whereabouts. I don't think we won't have to worry about him looking for us, though. He's distracted. So we're good to go, then. They shared a look and nod in unison. Better get going, then. I need to get my armor and weapons from the wolf. Ezra hands August a crumpled piece of parchment. They nod once, getting to work on whatever ingredients Ezra has written
I
down.
know you don't need me to tell you, but be safe. Let us know you're okay as soon as you can.
Okay. I will.
Tread carefully. Don't let them catch you, I have faith in you.
Okay. Yes, General. Thank you, General. I head back to the wolf to prepare myself, now fully kitted in my armor, my weapons safe in their holsters. My cat looking like she's gonna come join me. Hello again. Hi. What's up? We got a precious void. We got a really cute void in the house. Hello, my little sweet G. My sweet bee. She's like, Mom, don't pick me up. What? Come here. What is it? There we go. You get butt scritches. She hates this. Ah! Ow. It's fine. We're doing just fine. Ma'am, every time you come up here, I have to refresh my captions because I'm pretty sure it doesn't want to work for me anymore. Pretty sure that it's not wanting to do anything. There we go. I'm gonna blame you. I don't know when they stopped, however. Hi. Hello. Oh. Captions are just being a whole extra thing today. They just don't want to actually do the thing. I wonder if it'll work now. There we go. Took it a second. Ma'am. Okay, bye. Bizarre. Alright, let's go. I begin to slowly make my way towards the main entrance to the catacombs. The air is chilly and the sun is already low in the sky. Just wait until the sunset to ensure Finn and the clan can safely assist, but as each minute passes, my gut feels heavy with anticipation. I hope this works. I hope we don't get caught. More for Piper and August more than myself. And so many people relying on me, I absolutely cannot let them down, which means we're going to let them down, isn't it? The flickering golden candlelight is almost comforting as I head deeper into the catacombs. I know I'm safe here and that I'm aware that it's only Finn's clan that lingers, but there's something about being down here that has my guard up. I smile to myself, thinking that the scariest thing that might actually jump out at me would probably be Raven. I turn the corner and find the place where Piper and I agreed to meet. There's no sign of her, but then I am a little early. With a deep sigh, I lean against the wall, listening to the steady drip, drip, drip of water upon the stone. And then... Oh, hello, friend. Hello, my handsome friend. How are you, darling?
Good evening.
I can't stop the smile that blossoms when I look into those golden eyes.
How's my
Finn?
favorite hunter? Did you miss me?
He crowds close but keeps his hands in his pockets. Maybe just a little. He shrugs, smirking. I'll take it. His gaze flickers to the side, then back to me. It would appear that Merriman is late? I shake my head, taking a step closer to him. I'm early, actually. There's that smirk again, and he removes his hands from his coat, flexing his fingers. Any particular reason? I want to roll my eyes, but I find myself infuriatingly fixated by him. Just fond of being on time, that's all. A quiet, contemplative hum, and he seems unconvinced. Why don't you read my... You know, you could easily read my mind, find out for yourself if you're so intrigued. His curiosity is obviously piqued, but he seems hesitant. Just teasing you, you don't have to do that. I reach for him, curling my fingers around his wrist. The distinct lack of pulse is disturbing. I trust you. His smile fades briefly. He carefully pries my hand away. Then he reaches to curl a finger under my chin, tilting my face until our gazes are fixed. He's close enough that I can feel his cool breath upon my skin.
Eyes.
You're the second person who told me to do that today. I oblige without hesitation. Quiet, gentle whisper of incoherent words fills my mind, and though I can't fathom what they're trying to say, they soothe me. It's like leaves rustling on a gust of wind, the ocean lapping at the shore, someone uttering gentle words of affirmation in my ear. Something calming, something that makes me feel safe and warm. Then, perfect clarity, and I know he's listening. I wanted to see you. I haven't stopped thinking about you. I like how we're having, like, secret conversations. This is what's happening. This will definitely not look suspicious in the slightest when Piper finally shows up. You know? Not at all sus. Definitely not. I smile, my eyes still closed. I hear a quiet chuckle and his touch trails along my jaw, his thumb running over my bottom lip.
I haven't stopped thinking about you either.
Well, that's good. If you had, then I'd be really questioning my choice to show up early. I open my eyes, finding him closer than he was just a moment ago. His eyes are glowing, swirling pools of fathomless gold. You heard me. I heard you. Something passes between us, and I feel closer to him than ever. Finn pauses, and with a sorry groan and roll of his eyes, he carefully withdraws his touch. Before I can ask him what's wrong, I hear a wicked cackle echoing in the tunnels. Well, what do we have here? Hi, Piper! Piper emerges from the shadows, a self-satisfied grin on her face.
Did anyone tell you not to eat the new hunter, Casimir?
He offers me a sorry gaze before turning to Piper with a playful grin.
Come on, Piper. You know I'd only eat them if they asked nicely.
Now it's her turn to roll her eyes, and the noise she makes is one of barely disguised disgust. Save it. I caught you red-handed. Now you've got important shit to do if you're quite finished. Piper looks at me, and I deduce that she's most definitely fucking with us and couldn't actually care less. Let's move on. One final glance, Finn moves to fall in step behind us. Piper snickers, elbowing me as I walk by her side, Finn trailing quietly behind us.
Sly fox. Vampires get you hot then? Biting was never my thing, unfortunately.
That's unfortunate, Piper. Whatever gets your juices flowing, though. I love her. I need to go back and romance her at some point. The waggle of her eyebrows, she lets out another laugh, loud enough that surely the whole population of the catacombs can hear. I hear Finn groan, but I can't help but smile at her in return. As we head deeper into the tunnels, everything feels different. There's no longer that comforting golden glow, the jagged stonework now illuminated by unnerving, still vibrant blue mage light. Piper's demeanor changes and I hear Finn pipe up behind us.
We're not in my territory anymore. Stay alert.
Stay alert. Stay safe. Then he suddenly stops in front of us, bringing us to a halt. Wait, stop here. I can feel the barrier. It's close. So, now what? Stare at Finn's prosthetic, the etchings glowing but still dull. We wait for Ezra's signal. Stand in silence, and Finn begins to shift where he stands. It seems unnatural for him to look so nervous. Casimir, if you don't stand still, he huffs, clearly frustrated. Theodore, you'll work for him, won't you? Piper narrowed her eyes, but her expression quickly softens when she looks at me. We'll look for him. We will.
Thank you. I know you may not be able to free him if he is there, but just tell him we'll get him out. Whatever it takes.
I forgot that there is another Vampy Boy in the dungeons that we gotta go to. I don't remember most of this plot at this point. I just remember the deep V's, okay? That's all. Priorities. Then Finn's arm begins to thrum, the markings coming to life and illuminating the tunnel. He looks down at his glowing palm, flexing his fingers, and he smiles. It's go time.
Let's do this.
Adrenaline courses through my veins at the thought of what might lie ahead, and I take a step forward into the shadows. Before I get too far, I feel a cold hand gently gripping my wrist. Finn looks to Piper, his gaze pleading. Piper rolls her eyes.
Yes, fine. Quickly, though. We don't have time for anything overly dramatic, you big dead idiot.
I like how the voice said dramatic and that the words here are romantic. Anyways. She disappears, but I know she's not gone too far. Charming, isn't she? Terribly. He brings my hand to his lips, pressing a kiss to my knuckles.
I know you can handle yourself, but come back to me quickly, okay?
I smile, trying not to get lost in him, remember the mission. I will, I swear it. He releases my hands, our fingertips brushing as I step away. I'll signal from the forest exit if you need to leave. Stay alert. See you on the other side. Glance over my shoulders, I move to join Piper, but Finn is already gone. Okay. Surprisingly, or maybe not, the entrance to the dungeon remains unguarded, and that unnerving yet familiar blue mage light guides our way. Piper eagerly rushes towards the first empty cell, eyeing the small, frail, fae-like creature that's huddled in the corner. She picks up the clipboard that rests in the wooden holder beside the door. I remember you, not one of my catches, but a good one. Faye lifts her head, smiling, exposing a row of shining razor-sharp teeth. She snickers, the sound more of a hiss than a laugh. I love it. Why can I not see the Fae? Please give me the Fae. We move to the next, doing the same, checking the paperwork. A demon this time, its power subdued by the enchanted cuffs that anchor it to the wall. Piper scoffs, clearly unamused as we make our way down the row, finding no hunters, no Aya. Oh yeah, because we thought that the hunter didn't die and maybe in here. I don't know. There's theories. I don't remember anymore. Bullshit, she has to be down here somewhere. Eventually, after what feels like forever, we find a cell that piques Piper's interest. In the shadow darkness, I see a single crimson eye staring back at us, and the figure approaches cautiously. He looks gaunt for a vampire, his clothes hanging off his slender frame, his cheeks drawn and cut far sharper than what the beauty of his immortality may have already afforded him. Piper surges forward, curling her fingers around the thick iron bars. Fiero, what have they done to you? Oh, hi, friend. Oh, shit, you are having a time. Piper, what are you doing down here? His voice is deep. I try, and fail, to get a read on his aura. I ain't just taking a stroll. What do you bloody think? His bright gaze flicks to me as he shakes his head, a blank expression unchanging. You'll get no reading from me, Hunter. Then remember, he's an empath, skilled in both masking his own emotions and reading others. I wonder just how powerful he is. Finn and the clan have been looking for you. He blinks, his movements groggy. I don't doubt that. Please tell them not to try and break me out. I've no doubt that Finnegan will be dramatic when you tell him my whereabouts. Of course he will. Piper grabs his notes, tutting loudly as she scans the page.
Oh, Fiero. Unsanctioned feeding on an enforcer. Resisting arrest. You naughty boy.
You know that's not true. They appear to have set me up quite beautifully. Why you? What happened? His stillness is unnerving after being around vampires like Finn. Vampires who do an excellent job at fooling you to thinking they're at least a little bit human. I sensed someone in a great deal of distress in the forest. I didn't want to rally the whole clan for something that was likely insignificant, so I managed to convince Finnegan to allow me to investigate alone. I discovered a wounded enforcer on the outskirts of town. They'd been bitten, probably by a wandering youngling, by the looks of the mess it had made of them. I tried to help, assist them in getting back to town, but I quickly realized that the enforcers had me surrounded. They apprehended me, and I've been here ever since. Piper growls, roughly shoving the clipboard back in its holder. What the fuck are they doing? Harry struck a deal with your clan long ago and you don't cause any trouble. If anything, you do a better job of keeping the town safe than most other hunters. Theo blinks at her, his mouth twitching ever so slightly. No good deed goes unpunished, Piper. This feels... Okay, so this is going to be very silly. This is like my musical theater nerd coming out. Theodo is actually the name of like the male lead in Wicked. It's the romantic interest. And one of the songs done for him half the time Alphaba sings is called No Good Deed Goes Unpunished. Because I think she tries to help him and it goes south, basically. So, like, this is really weird because I'm like, there's no way this isn't somehow a Wicked reference. Like, this is bizarre. Anyways, fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. Have you seen any other humans being brought down here, specifically hunters? They keep the others far away from you, as you can see. He's right. There are at least 5 or 6 empty cells between him and the next occupied one. Though I might have sensed something. I assumed at first it was my hunger dulling my senses, but... His brow furrows. I'm confused about what species they are. The scent is unusual. Unusual how? It wasn't human, but it also wasn't something I'm familiar with either. No creature that I've ever come across, anyway. And I've lived long enough to know when something isn't right. When something is new. I look at Piper, and she's doing everything she can to avoid eye contact. She's thinking about Aya. I can feel worry rolling off her in waves. Piper?
I need to know if my friend is alive.
Theodo offers her a sorry look, the most animated he's been thus far. I suspect that he can feel her pain and her anger. I wish I could offer some clarity, but I cannot. All I know is that your enforcers aren't the honorable agency they claim to be. Something dangerous is afoot. She visibly deflates, her shoulders sagging and her balled fists relaxing. What are they doing? I've dedicated my life to these people. So have you. I nod, a lump in my throat. I feel sick. Everything inside me screaming, telling me this is all wrong. I hate to think it, but I have to ask. Have they hurt you at all? They have not beaten me, nor have they tried to, and I'm not interested in being a troublesome prisoner. Feel that coming. But they have been taking my blood. You fucking what? That seems pretty important. Leading with that would have been handy. His lips twitch as that it might be considering a smile. He rolls up his sleeve and his forearm is covered in angry bruises. I've never seen a vampire mark this easily, unless they've been starving you. He covers his arm, nodding. Yes. Piper's gaze is fixed firmly upon the ground, her brows furrowed. She's restless and agitated. I am too. What could they possibly want your blood for? So, I'm willing to bet that whatever then... Because, okay, vampires can do the thrall thing. They have given whatever this creature is vampire blood in order to give it some of its powers, and I would assume that includes the thrall piece. I think. I don't know. I think they've made some kind of, like, I don't know, monster mash, quite literally. Like, put them together. Somebody doing some bad science. That's what's happening. Science experiment gone wrong. None of this makes sense. If Aya had been here, there'd be a trace. There has to be. You're right. We should keep looking. I clutch the bars, getting closer to Fiero. I can't set him free right now, not when we don't know how much time we have, but I won't leave him here to wither and die. I'll get you out of here, soon. Somehow I don't doubt that, Hunter. Piper tugs at my sleeve. He may not have much time. Fiero quietly sinks back into the darkness of his cell, and I watch him settle upon the ground. It pains me to leave him, but I know he'll be okay. He survived Levy, he can survive this. We find the warden's desk and rifle through the drawers with haste, and Piper gasps. She sets her sight on a bundle of prisoner manifestos. The type that should be outside the cells. These are incomplete. Why are they tucked away here? She reads them quickly, her eyes frantic as she scans the messy writing. I can see her resisting the urge to crumble the parchment. She hands it to me and turns away, her hands in her hair. All of the other occupied cells had their paperwork neatly displayed outside, listed as their species, arrest date, offense, an abundance of useless little details to keep the enforcers busy. But these two apparently hidden sheets that Piper had given me are different. General Aya Walker and General Azazel Ripley. Who is Azazel? Piper turns to face me. The hunter that Alcar fought with. Oh shit. Yeah, oh shit indeed. And he's in a cell. They arrested him for getting attacked? I hate to say it for what it feels like the trillionth time, but what the ever living fuck? Very glad that this game is written in such a way that is definite, like, it swears as much as I do, because, like, actually, what the fuck? It checked Aya out of her cell last night. Him too. Fuck. Fuck! But look. She points to the times scribbled next to their names, and there's clearly only a checkout. They haven't come back. It's been over 24 hours. They haven't come back. There's a loud banging echo, then a loud banging echoes from the hallway, and Piper quickly snatches the manifests from my hands, shoving them into her shirt. Let's go. I mean, honestly, where else do you keep things? Everything goes in the shirt. We move as fast as we can while staying cautious. Fignet signaled us for a reason, be it an enforcer guard approaching or the wards being recast. Either way, we need to get out of here. We hear muffled voices drawing nearer and quickly, flattening ourselves against the wall, but we're not hit. The forest exit is in sight, our escape. Piper turns to look at me.
It's your call, General.
I really don't think... Okay, well, you know what we're going to do? You know what we're going to do, friends? We're just going to do a nice casual save. We're going to run. See, no other option. Time is ticking, and we can't stand around and pray we don't get caught. We run for it on my signal. Piper nods, staying focused on me. I close my eyes, shutting everything else out around me. I can hear them, two people seemingly not aware of our presence. Yes. Casual conversation, footsteps drawing near, but from the dungeon entrance far away from us. I open my eyes and hold up my hand, signaling to advance. We run, pushing open the heavy door with ease. Cool, crisp air hits my face, and I spot a tall figure waiting for us. Woo! We made it out, friends! He ushers us away from the door, pushing it closed as quietly as he can. Follow me. Whee! He leads us just a short distance away and into a small clearing where we can still see the surprisingly well-hidden dungeon exit. What did you find? Enough to tell us who we truly cannot trust. Finn's mouth is set in a thin line, and he nods, taking the hint not to pry further yet. The guards are approaching a routine perimeter check. You should head out.
We should split up, just to be safe. I'll head home and get these hidden.
I'm a little worried for Piper. She pats her pocket where the manifests are safely tucked away. Just what I've always wanted, being left alone in these fucking woods again. Clan are scattered around the forest. We see a creature, don't engage. Not after what happened to Parker. Piper nods, her face grim. Later. Bye, babe. Turn to Finn quickly, needing to tell him about his friend. Fiora's in there. He's alive. Well, you know, ish. He's alive. I smile at his obvious glee. We found Fiora. We found evidence. We got in and out without getting detected. Today was not wasted, and neither was it a complete disaster. Finn's smile is bright. I sense mischief is afoot if he's looking at me. If the way he's looking at me is any indicator.
I could kiss you.
I feel like we should still get out of this area first. Just a suggestion. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little, I don't know. Listen, I think it might be in our best interest to GTFO first while the guards are doing a perimeter search. Just a thought. I am all for the smoochies. However, maybe let's think first. He pulls me into a tight embrace, lifting me with a startling ease. I slide down his broad form as he carefully releases me, my feet finding solid ground. I let my palms rest against his chest, getting lost in the way his eyes shine. He's happy, and in turn, so am I. You could? He opens his mouth to speak, but his expression quickly shifts. You need to go. Now. They're close. See? Thank you! I'll distract them if need be. You being caught out here after papers going missing in there is not something we want them to put together. Head south. A friend is waiting for you. Didn't think we'd leave you here all alone again, did you? Friend? Just go. Okay, bye! Tone of his voice tells me I don't have time to question him. He's right, too. Shouldn't be seen here, no matter how innocent it might look on the surface. I head south as instructed, hearing a rustling in the tree line. Alcar! I was wondering where you're going to come into this. Hey, buddy. Hey. I stopped dead in my tracks at the sight of him huffing. Hey, yourself, so you're the friend, then. I'm the friend, whatever that means. Come on, follow me, keep up. Okay, grumpy boy. Alcar keeps glancing over his shoulder to me as we move deeper into the forest, following a trail in the dirt so faint I could barely detect it. I almost want to tell him that he needn't be worried about me disappearing in a puff of smoke, but the weighty, grim silence and what I have just learned kills the comment in my chest. It takes some time for me to realize, but the boulder in the woods Alcar eventually stops at is the outline of an opening to it. With a smirk thrown over his shoulder at me, he bends and presses his palm into the dirt. So this is where you've been hiding all this time. This is pretty new. But Omen started hanging around more. Sometimes he wanted to stay with me. Wanted to give Ezra space, you know? So I watched his shoulders rise and fall in a sharp, short shrug. Sharp, short shrug. Try saying that 10 times fast. Can't leave him out in the cold even if he doesn't feel it. Speaking of, he's down there with me. He's down here with me. The final grunt, Alcar slides back what seems like a patch of grass and dirt. The entrance is disguised impressively convincing. He reveals a narrow stone staircase leading down under the earth. I come to stand next to him, peering into the abyss. Not that it is dark down there. I see a dim glow of fire, and I can tell it's warmer down there than up here.
Ezra's a miracle worker, huh? And Finn. You won't believe what a clan of vampires and a witch with a desire to nurture you at any given opportunity can do once they put their minds to it.
I love. With a smirk, he beckons me to go on ahead, and I oblige and hear him slide the hatch door closed above our heads. Whee! Oh my god, this looks so cozy. This looks comfy cozy. Look at the lights and shit. It's so cute. It's not a very long descent, some 10, 12 steps at most. I find myself standing in a circular, brightly but gently lit space, its stone walls partially hidden by curtains strewn about the place, softening the impression that it's, well, a cave. The strings of lights are clearly Ezra's idea. There are cushions and chairs on all sides of the room, though I have to wonder if Alcar broke into Piper's house to take some decor notes for her. I resolve to ask him later, as a familiar figure curled up and fuming on one of the couches draws my attention immediately. Parker! Owen hops to his feet, dusting his hands on his trousers. His movement sends a flutter of empty candy wrappers to the floor. Forgot this child likes to eat candy. Causing him to flush bright red, turn, and pick them up. Alcar snorts as he comes to sit down next to Omen. Well, next to where Omen just vacated. He waves a careless hand. Worry about them later, or maybe you can do that burn thing trick, right? Oh, Omen gives me a nervous look, then his face relaxes and he smiles. The wrappers catch fire with barely a flicker of his power and burn to nothing. It's the first display of his power Omen has shown me, and as he sits back down and picks up a cushion to hug, I think he's more relaxed than he's ever been. Alcar gives him a pat on the back and grins, gesturing towards me. See? It's alright. Yes, of course. Omen turns and regards me for a moment. He smiles, shy but soft and relieved. I find myself feeling the same whether or not I can move my facial muscles to mirror this. Glad to see you're here. I was getting worried. I can see the surprise on his face before he laughs it away, covering his mouth with the back of one hand.
I appreciate your concern, but given everything, maybe I should be the one worrying. I was, actually, but...
Omen glances aside sheepish. Behind him, Alcar is mouthing something. Spat with his sister. I nod along, not exactly sure what to say. Omen hasn't been the one to volunteer much information on himself, and his sister, beyond the big reveal, and at this point, I'm not sure it'd be much more or less awkward to ask. After all, I'm fairly sure that they're not in any sense responsible for things going to shit around here. Not with what I know now. Fairly sure.
Figured he should be staying out of sight when he can burst into flames at any moment.
Yeah, that's fair. Omen whips around to face him, and I can hear the fluster in his voice. I was not! Alcar shrugs lazily, shooting me a shit-eating grin as though trying to rope me into the teasing. If it counts as teasing, I see the tail of Omen's hair already gaining a cherry red wisp-like quality. Don't worry, you look cute when you're on fire. I love it. I love these two. Omen groans, burying his face in his hands. I stifle a laugh despite myself and come to sit down next to Alcar on the couch. Omen gives me a sharp look like I've done him a small betrayal, but joins Alcar on the other side. He picks up a kitchen and holds it close. He picks up a cushion and holds it close to his chest. I realize it sounded like I said kitchen, and that'd be impressive. You could just pick up an entire kitchen. We sit in still silence for a long moment, and it's the most peace I've had for a very long time, especially since showing up to this shithole town. I almost forgot I had apple cider. We're good. These two don't know much of anything, I realize. Perhaps not much more than me. Even though Alcar has clearly been snooping around, and Omen possibly, definitely, carries his own big bag of secrets. But at this moment, in relation to all this, perhaps we're the same. There's some comfort to that, to not be the only one in the dark. Pass me the jar. I can see Omen startle out of the corner of my eye. When I glance his way, it's to catch the flash of guilt on his face, and then he bends over to retrieve something. Jar of candy? Yep, surfaces back up with a mostly empty glass jar of wrapped
Omen!
candies.
Ezra's gonna fucking kill me, buddy!
You were not supposed to feed him this much sugar.
I'm sorry. You said help yourself.
That was a mistake. Oh, right? It's great. Like, because this kid's sweet tooth is hilarious. Alcar reaches for the jar, but Omen holds it away from him. Show me your tongue, Omen. Omen's eyes widen, and Alcar leans back away from us with a not-so-subtle snicker. I glare at him, which he shrugs off with a roll of his eyes, and we each look at Omen expectantly. The son of Satan takes a sharp breath and sticks out his tongue at me just enough to mock. Think you should take your allergy seriously?
Well, I think demons ought to be allowed to take their indulgences seriously.
Alcar laughs, then open and full of mirth, and not like any sound I've quite heard from him before. He ruffles Omen's hair and then gives his long ear a slight tweak. That's how you show him attitude, yeah? You see? You're learning. From the best I gather. Oh, yeah, no, these two spending this much time together is probably dangerous. Let's be real here. Omen blinks and laughs too, an awkward chuckle that he still tries to stifle behind a hand. Alcar's wolf ears relax, and I can see his face soften to something very bright and very fond. You two are outrageously cute. It's almost comical how quickly they separate. Omen almost hops off the edge of the couch with the speed of his retreat. His face and hair turn bright red. While he sputters something incoherent, Alcar leans away from me like I've just insulted his entire family. Interesting. Never say that again. Really? Pretty, Can't handle a bit of truth, can you?
No. We're friends.
Uh-huh.
Friendship.
Uh-huh. He nods vigorously, mostly to himself, I think, and clutches the cushion closer to his chest, his eyes looking out everywhere but me. Alcar's head whips around at the speed of light, his wolf ears flattening into his soft hair. Whatever expression is on his face, I can't see. Whatever expression is on his face that I can't see makes Omen pause. He stares back, jaw slack. Look at them! They keep... I don't know what that... Though that I can't speak. He then covers his face with a pillow to muffle the rest of whatever that was. Alcar turns back to him, expression grim. Now look, you've done. He's fucking steaming. Omen smacks Alcar's knee hard, at which point I decide, and the two of them ought to be grateful for my graciousness, that perhaps it's safe and time to leave. Chuckling, I rise from the couch, take a step away, putting some good, much-needed distance between the pair and the mess that they're quickly falling apart in. Alright, you two win. Alcar gives me a narrow-eyed look. Interesting enough, I see his fluffy tail curl around Omen almost protectively. And Omen's own tail wraps around the fur, twisting in. Coincidence? I don't think so. Oh, they're so cute. I love it. Precious. But saying so might get a half lichen at my throat. At least I gather as such in the way Alcar's shoulders are tense, so I keep my mouth shut. Likely he would do me no harm, but even so, we should probably not push these buttons anymore. I cross my arms, fighting the amusement down. Of all the revelations in this town, this is the most welcome one yet. I better head out then.
Shame, but stay safe and all that. Not that you need that Chad, big and strong as you are.
Uh-huh. Good night. Alcar glowers at me, but I distinctly hear no further protest from him. I head straight for the shop when I leave the forest without incident, remembering my promise to Ezra and August that I'd let them know I was safe. I push the door open and spot Ezra and Finn in a somewhat heated debate. They both straighten up when they see me, Finn apparently too distracted to anticipate my arrival. His eyes are wide for a moment before he settles back into the implacable stillness.
Oh, you're back. We were getting worried.
He steps towards me, leaving Finn where he's apparently stuck in place. Finn said you found Fiero. I'm so relieved. Yes, Fiero's alive, but we should also get him out of there as soon as he can. They aren't exactly treating him with kindness. They're kind of taking his blood and starving him. It's pretty much not a good thing. I look at Finn, anticipating an outburst. It would be justified. They've been taking his blood. Is that not literally what I just said? Come on, game. Sorry, I can't decide where I want the blanket on myself, okay? We've got a blanket, and I cannot decide. We are just... Yeah, temperature regulation is fucked right now. Fine. It's fine. We're doing just fine. What for? What could they possibly... For the monster that I think that they're creating. I think this is now Frankenstein's monster, so to speak. I see a hint of black flicker in the whites of his eyes, the first time his poised facade is wavered around me. A glimpse of the creature that lingers within him. I go to him, laying my hand upon his. It works, calming whatever threatens to the surface. Sorry. Ezra looks away, giving us a moment of privacy. He turns his hand in mine, our fingers brushing before he withdraws his touch. It's okay. We'll get him back. Ezra turns his attentions to us, a concerned friend. All Finn can do is avert his gaze almost defiantly. It doesn't go unnoticed by me. There's a clear and unusual tension between them tonight, something I can't quite place. What is wrong with you two? Please tell me right now. Seem to be collecting secrets quite efficiently lately, so it can't hurt to try another. Are you two okay? Finn almost looks straight through me. Ezra's eyes widen but quickly recovers, his smile strangely earnest. What do you mean? I don't mean to interfere, but you both seem so tense. Is something wrong?
We just had a little disagreement. It happens, especially with all of this going on.
Yeah? Disagreement about what? Ezra's gaze snaps to Finn, eye contact fixating and holding before Finn exhales sharply, apparently willing to be a little bit more open than the witch.
With everything that has happened, I made the decision that I would be more mindful and keep my distance from Ezra. Him being seen with me made the Enforcers make his life a living hell, which he will vigorously deny.
Ezra opens his mouth to protest, but Finn pointedly continues. He softens then, a fond look in his eyes as his gaze flicks between us. You cannot live your life with them breathing down your neck. I know what they do to people who they feel threatened by, or who they would like to use as a scapegoat. Look at Fiyero. You hold knowledge from working with them. They're afraid of you.
I refuse to stand by and let those I care about get hurt. I've had enough, and if staying away helps them get off your back, helps protect you, then so be it.
I see a flaw in his logic, however thoughtful his explanation might seem. Don't you think we're stronger together? That we're all stronger together? I know he means well, but from being in the Lunaris and being around this weird and wonderful little family I've joined, I've come to see that strength really is better in numbers. Using logic, I roll my eyes, hoping he sees my point. I understand where you're coming from with this, but in such a situation, don't you think it's better to take some risks? Being away from those you care about truly only does one more harm than good. Your presence gives them strength, and you face the consequences together. Finn, you're expecting to be everywhere and nowhere at once, and we're all taking risks here. Exactly. Please tell me you at least see how much better we are with you around as part of this unit. He looks to the side, a brighter smile forming before he returns his gaze to us. I've lived a long time. I may just be a little overly cautious, but yes, I see. Y'all! Remember that time I wanted to choose all as an option? I can at least have two! This is the best! I am so happy! We obviously know where I'm going with this, because Ezra was one of the other ones that I, seriously contemplated. Piper's the only other one. Can we get Piper in this? Y'all, this game is great. This game brings me joy. This game brings me so much joy. Anyways, I'm fine. I'm fine. I didn't know this was an option. I'm so happy right now. Fuck. Oh, love this game. Seem to care about one another a great deal. I hope I've helped even a little. Ezra bites his lip, fiddling with his sleeve.
Well, I'm used to having so much company, being surrounded by those that I love. So going from that to whatever this is has been hard.
He looks at me, his fingers twitching at his side. I do care about both of you.
I can't bear the thought of you paying dire consequences for being seen with me. But the thought of stepping back and letting it happen sickens me more. My fondness for you grows immeasurably.
This is great. I'm so happy right now. Thank you for helping me see, Parker. He looks at me, his fingers twitching at his side. Ezra looks at me, something flickering behind his pretty green eyes. Curiosity, maybe. You've become close, haven't you? Finn smiles at me, nodding. Yes. Ezra smiles at him, and the vampire huffs a quiet laugh. They seem so at ease around one another, and I want to learn more. To strengthen that connection. To let myself wonder what having something with both of them would be like. This makes me so happy. I did not know that this would be an option in the game, okay, friends? Like, this is why I'm celebrating. I feel that closeness with both of you. The way that you look at each other is hard to ignore. It only serves to pique my interest. What are you saying exactly? You love each other, right? Because you're doing a shit job of hiding it. It's clear in their body language and the way their voices soften when they speak to or about one another. Despite Finn's forced distance, it still lingers. I felt it the first time I saw them that very first night. Yes, I mean, of course, but that's in the past. Ezra swallows thickly, both Finn and I watching him carefully. Isn't it? Going to disagree with that. They share a look and my heart aches for them. This whole thing has been thrown so many things. This whole thing has been thrown so... Why are we using the word thing twice in that sentence? Into disarray, and I won't stand by and let these two drift apart. I find myself inexplicably drawn to both of them, and seeing them together only heightens my desire. The thought makes my pulse spike, and Finn raises a brow, clearly appreciating the stutter. I love them. I love them. Life is great. It can be whatever you want it to be. Parker and I are here and willing, right? This is so cute. I'm so happy. I nod, transfixed and a little terrified, but yes. Ezra looks at Finn and takes a step closer, tentative at first. That is until Finn reaches for him. A look akin to relief washes over both of them as Finn wraps him into a tight embrace, his nose sinking into dark curls. It's so natural, beautiful, and I can't quite believe that it's real. A beat, then lingering glance between them before they turn in tandem to look at me, Finn offering his hand. Together? I exhale sharply, staring into the bright green and vivid gold. Seeing them like this makes me realize. This is what I've wanted all along. Hell yes, it is! I just didn't think I'd get this option! Together. Ugh! Oh, my gay heart. It's fine. We're good. Annoying and embarrassingly, I feel a yawn brewing, unable to stifle it. My fatigue suddenly catches up to me, and I find two pairs of wide eyes staring at me. Tired, are you? Just a little. I should go. They share a glance, and Finn suavely steps in front of me as I reach for the curtains. Well, now, don't you fancy two handsome escorts to accompany you, fair hunter? I grin, because that definitely sounds like something I'd fancy. Abso-fucking-lutely. Just as I suspected. The wolf is overfull and bustling tonight, and the three of us enter together, staying close. Ezra's presence likely softens the blow of me being here with a vampire, but we still get a few curious heads turning as we pass. I don't give a shit. This is great. This is everything. Finn eagerly heads straight for the bar, and Ezra rushes to catch up, grabbing us and tugging us to a stop.
You need to rest and lay low. You should just head upstairs.
They both look at me, eerily in sync. Very well. Let's go to my room. I breathe a sigh of relief as the door clicks shut behind us, and Ezra's eyes are curious as he takes in the surroundings. Listen! I have been here for a week! What do you want from my life? It's also been a rough week! Don't judge what my room looks like! Finn, however, heads straight for the bed. He's a predictable man. He throws me a loaded glance over his shoulder as he runs his fingers over the top of the sheets. Makes my skin feel hot. Then, an experimental push on the mattress, he grimaces. Listen!
Oh, no. This won't do at all. There are no secrets to be kept in here, are there?
Ezra shrugs, clearly attempting to be a little more polite about my new home.
It's a lot nicer than I expected. You know, for the wolf.
Listen. You go where your work puts you up, okay? Hey, don't knock the wolf. It's not all bad. Both throw him a look and he scoffs. He flops down to the bed, bouncing up and down, stopping when Ezra throws him a warning look. Fine, it's terrible. I eagerly make my way over to the bed and take a seat beside him. Finn immediately slides closer. I've definitely had worse than this in my time as a hunter, so I'll take it. I have a roof at least.
I suppose you have. I sometimes forget that you move around so much. Feels a little like you've been here forever.
It's literally been a week. How am I the only person who remembers this? If you think this is bad, I once slept in a sea cave for a night back. The mention of said sea cave, Ezra looks like he's seen a ghost. Finn, not that one. I laugh, enjoying their quiet banter. I want to hear about the smelly sea cave. One for another time, maybe. Yes, you may need alcohol. Anyway, like I said, it really does feel like you've been here longer than you have. It does, doesn't it? Ezra finally joins us, sitting at my free side, and Finn watches us both with a fond look. With little thought, I reach for both of them and take their hands in mine. Hot and cold, perfect opposites. See, we got the personal heating unit and the personal cooling unit, and it's perfect. This is pure balance here, friends. It helps that I have both of you. Though what you found tonight was unpleasant, I still feel like a weight has been lifted. Like we're finally getting somewhere. I scoff, shifting closer to Ezra as Finn's arm winds around my waist. Thanks to you for bringing everyone together. It's all thanks to you. We sit in comfortable silence for a while, nothing but the muted sound of laughter and glasses clinking coming from the tavern downstairs. Ezra rests his head upon my shoulder, and Finn simply watches us, enjoying the sight of us together, our protector. I feel complete, like everything is falling into place. Then Ezra shifts beside me with a heavy sigh. We should leave you to get some rest. Plus, I really need to get the shop ready for tomorrow. He seems less than enthused with this prospect, as am I. Finn groans, being a little more obvious with his distaste for Ezra's suggestion. Unless you want to stay here and succumb to the sun, I suggest you leave too. Smooth cheese, smooth cheese, smooth cheese. This is great. This is the best. This is going so well. When is the other shoe gonna drop? The three of us reluctantly stand, and Finn immediately yanks me close for a tight hug, pressing his nose to the nape of my neck and nuzzling my soft skin. A noise rumbles deep in his chest, and I assume it's due to the fact that my pulse is quickened exponentially. I clutch the fabric of the front of his coat tightly when he moves to pull away. Then I feel another warmer pair of hands holding me from behind, and Ezra rests his chin upon my shoulders. This is so fucking cute. I watch Finn smile down at him, the brightness of it sending my heart to its knees. Is it even possible to feel this happy? Never imagined we'd end up like this. I feel emboldened by their presence, their touch. How about the one for the road? Smooth cheese, smooth cheese, smooth cheese, smooth cheese. One of Finn's dark brows raises and his smile is sinful. Ezra hums, turning his face to press a kiss to my throat. Another, and another.
As if you ever need to ask. I've thought of nothing else.
Smooth cheese, smooth cheese, smooth cheese. Anyways. We're good. He cups my jaw with his iron palm, the etchings flickering brightly upon contact. His dark lashes flutter closed as he presses his cool lips to my warm. I get lost in his kiss with little hesitation, lost in the feel of Ezra's lips trailing along my jaw. Finn tastes like peppermint, his thumbs brushing over my flushed cheeks, and he pulls away with a wicked grin. I turn to meet that bright emerald gaze, and I find Ezra's lips with my own. I push my fingers into his thick curls, swallowing his quiet groan as his tongue finds tongue. When we part, Finn stares at us with a shit-eating grin, annoyingly handsome and far too smug. I can get used to this, you know? Behave, you. I bite my bottom lip, unconsciously chasing both of their touches as they move away. Think we've already gotten used to it. That helps, I suppose. I mourn their contact immediately, my lips still tingling, and I anticipate that feeling will linger until morning. Good night, fair hunter. If I could dream, they would surely be consumed by thoughts of you.
Sweet dreams.
Why are you both so cute? As if my dreams could be anything other than sweet after this. I'm gonna go with they are going a different direction, but sure, okay, sweet. Finn takes Ezra's hand. Oh, you're so cute. God, why are you precious? I'm fine. Fine, everything's fine. Suddenly, Finn stops dead in his tracks, his free hand pressed against Ezra's chest, holding him in place as he sniffs the air.
I smell blood.
Well, shit. The door slams open. How much of this have you heard, ma'am? There stands a bloody and beaten Aurora. Damn. Also, fuck, she's pretty. Did you want to join? The disheveled shell of the calm and collected woman I met just a week ago. I quickly move to stand by their side, my focus fixed upon her and only her. Finn's eyes are wide, his prosthetic glowing brightly. He's calm and undefensive, but I can sense that he's cautious. Ezra looks at her with pity, and I can almost see him surveying her obvious injuries. Aurora, Aurora, what are you doing here? She leans against the doorframe, leaving a bloodied handprint upon the wood. I am gonna lose my deposit because of that! Ice blue eyes flickering frantically between the three of us. With a deep, ragged breath, Hunter, think I may require your assistance. What happened? Oh yeah, so her brother had a relationship with Omen's sister? I think? Yeah, we went through this. As soon as the initial shock has faded, Ezra is at her side in a flash and Finn's tenses beside me. Aurora and Ezra exchange a look as she nods her permission with his fingertips glow a pale green. I reach out to touch Finn's forearm and he visibly relaxes, but his hands are still balled into fists at his side. Well, this is a fun time. Also, you can't see, but like, you know how it's been deep V's a lot of the time? There is a very, very high slit that goes to like, just where my, just like the top of my video. Anyways, God, she's pretty. I mean, we went through this before, but also, who did this to you? More like, what did this to me? Aurora hisses when Ezra places his hands upon her bleeding forearm, and he withdraws his touch with a sorry smile. Apologies. She gently swats him away, not entirely ungrateful in his care. It's fine, it's just a scratch. You sure? You don't look so great. Well, I mean, you look stunning. However, okay, we're just gonna call ourselves here. It's fine. Finn's nostrils flare as Ezra guides her toward the bed, helping her settle upon the mattress.
We can't keep her here. If anyone calls the enforcers, you won't look too good tending to a bleeding cultist.
What are you talking about? I'm already in trouble, it's fine. Though she's in no position to be snarky, Aurora still manages to smirk at Finn's comment. Working against your precious puppet masters, are we? And both you and the witch are all tucked away in your quarters with the big, mean vampire of all things. You might be more interesting than I initially thought, Hunter.
Watch your tongue, Woodridge.
Finn.
Tell us what happened. Frank, I encountered a little trouble on my evening walk. Finn snorts, hearing an... Listen! Listen! No one should be surprised. Also, hey, how's it going? How we doing? Yes, welcome to... Hey, I got not one but two boyfriends so far in this game. We are doing great. Life is wonderful. I don't know what you want for my life. Also, hey, how's it going? Welcome. This is a super sexy murder mystery. It's fine. Oh, God. Yeah, no, my body still doesn't want to sleep. But I feel that. I hope you're actually catching up on sleep. Sleep is good. Sleep is a good thing. My life. I forgot how much socializing conventions require. Like, and it's weird because I've done events, but normally I'm working them, and I go and I hide for a good few hours. And I couldn't hide. There was no hiding. So I'm like, ooh, how do this? How did I used to do this all the fucking time? I don't understand. It is weird. It is bizarre. No, it's weird. There's so much social. It's so social. It's so... Anyways, I've never... Yeah. I mean... I'm also, I'm not used to being social, I think, is what it is, too. We were like, yeah, no, shush. No, I haven't aged. I don't know what you're talking about. It's a lie. Absolutely. Listen. We're fine. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Okay? I have not aged. I don't know what you're talking about. This should not be impacting me. It's fine. Fine. Everything's fine. I don't. Anyways, we're good. Oh, I just cracked my back. That was a good time. Listen. I actually did have somebody tell me the other week, they're like, you haven't aged. And I'm like, good. The magic is working, thank God. The sacrifices, they have not been... Sacrifices are... Listen, I live in denial. Okay? Denial is a river. I have a houseboat on it, and we float along peacefully. It is a grand old time, let me tell you. I have... Fair. You're not wrong, especially right now. It's freezing. Where are you hiding that portrait without an attic? You know what? Listen. Nobody knows where the portrait gets hidden. I need that. That's how we stay. That's how we stay this young, okay? And yes, actually, yeah, the river. The portrait of Dorian Gay, 100%. Yes, that is exactly what this is. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no. If Denial is a river, it's actually frozen right now. We are ice skating on it. It's okay. There's still snow outside. I thought it was gonna melt, but it hasn't yet. It snowed like 2 days ago and it's staying. And I'm like, oh, I was not emotionally prepared for this. I've not been emotionally prepared for snow at any juncture so far, though. So that's a whole other thing. It's fine. We're dealing with it. But yeah, no. Anyways. I'm immortal. It's fine. Much like my new vampire boyfriend. It's fine. Everything is fine, except for, no, she's also fine, but she's not fine because she has been, cut up. I don't know what's happening. Finn snorts, earning another glare from Ezra. My lips twitch, but I manage to stifle my smile. Do you have a cold, vampire?
No. Please, do continue.
Okay. I ignore their little exchange, guessing that Finn knows a lot more about her than I care to find out. When you say trouble... A creature, the one that's been giving you hunters some actual work to do. Finn runs his iron hand over his face before stepping close to me. He takes me by the arm and leans in to press his lips to my ear.
You really should take her elsewhere. I guarantee Willenheim will want to hear what horrible little things she's been up to.
I look at Ezra and he nods, agreeing wholeheartedly with Finn, apparently.
That would be wise.
The last time I encountered it, it was receptive to my visit, but this time, not so much, as you can see. Why were you visiting it? I was just trying to help it. Are you sure? Last time? Ma'am, what are you doing? Why are you having tea with the thing that's killing everybody? She shrugs, uncaring, as if it's the most obvious thing in the world that she'd be comfortable around the thing that's been murdering my colleagues. Sure, that sounds like a swear. When's the wedding? Then again. I nudge his side with my elbow at the exact same time that Ezra thwacks him on the back. I try very hard not to laugh. And Finn notices, which makes him far too smug. Ugh, stop that. I came here for assistance, not a show. Oh, voice actor? That'll probably be it. Probably. Ta-da! Aurora hums quietly, apparently thinking about something that amuses her. Okay. That'll do it. You've always been weak for humans, haven't you, Casimir? Well, time to put her in her place. Aurora's a little too familiar for my liking, especially after revealing what she just has. You know I should arrest you for being in contempt of the agency. Consider your words before you speak next. She bristles, but she seems strangely impressed by my authoritative tone. Very well. Finn looks at me, his eyes dark, if not a little curious, as Aurora steadies herself and heads for the door. He leans in, his voice low.
Nice work, General.
Sir, no. I playfully swat him away while Ezra watches us with a fond look, and Finn's answering laugh has Aurora glaring daggers at us. Having him around doesn't do much for my professionalism, apparently, but Ezra is here to help put him in his place.
How are we going to get her past the tavern full of people?
How did she get past the tavern full of people in the first place? Can we answer that part first? Just a thought. Finn crinkles his nose at her, sniffing the air.
She's very bloody, isn't she? Not exactly subtle.
No! Then he grins at Ezra, and the witch smiles wide in return. Something tells me they've got it covered. Leave it to us. What do you mean, leave it to you? I gently take a hold of Aurora's arm, assuming she's not a flight risk, and taking precautions regardless. See you both later? We'll be counting down the seconds, Hunter. I'm sorry, what? What is going on? After an apparently successful exercise and distraction back in the Wolf, I rush Aurora across town to August's rather impressive abode without further incident. They stand in the doorway and stare at her with a crinkled nose. Hey, it's Gus Gus. I'd say it's nice to see you, but can we come in? I meet their gaze, trying to convey the urgency.
Just don't get blood on the sofa. Please.
But what if we do by accident? Noted. I take in my surroundings, and this home couldn't possibly be owned by anyone other than Augustus Wollenheim. This is beautiful, Gus Gus. Thank you. It's nice having my own little sanctuary, though I don't spend as much time here as I would like. Yeah, you fell asleep in your office yesterday. I tentatively take a seat beside them, both of us glaring at Aurora across the expensive coffee table. Aurora clears her throat, her eyebrows climbing high as she stares at us from across the room. Can we start? I'd like to go home if we can get this over with quickly.
Explain exactly what you've been up to, Miss Woodridge. In detail.
Yes, please. She crosses her legs, smoothing the rumpled, dirtied fabric of her skirt. As August watches, appreciative of her attempt to collect herself, but perceptive that none of her filth makes contact with their home, no more than it must, at least. Firstly, in the interest of protecting myself, I want you to assure me that what I say here won't be used against me. From what I gather, you're working against the enforcers, so I suppose you'd do well to agree to this condition? August looks at me for confirmation, and I shrug. She's not wrong! We can't afford for her to go to them at this point, to go to anyone but us. It stays between us. Good. Now I understand you're aware that the level of creature activity has increased here in Lunaris as of late. Yeah. Yes, but Harry has done an excellent job in putting systems in place to ensure that we're on top of this. Has he? Has he really, though? The number of fatalities has significantly dropped in the last year, if that's what you're getting at. Aurora hums, contemplating their statement with a tilt of her head. Lunaris has had the lowest mortality rate of any town in the whole of Escria until very recently. Did you know that? They shift uncomfortably in their seat, avoiding eye contact with the both of us. She's playing a game, almost mocking August's oblivious intelligence, I presume. Of course, I was aware of that, yes. Don't you think that's awfully strange that all of a sudden one of the most peaceful areas would turn into the epicenter of creature activity? That one day they began descending upon us in droves, stronger and faster than before. Did no one in your agency investigate a potential cause? She's asking all the right questions. I look at them again, assessing their reaction. My interest is considerably piqued. Lunaris was never on my radar before I was called here. I only knew of its existence because Harry and James's notoriety, so I certainly didn't know this. Escria is made up of cities and towns far larger than Lunaris, so for Aurora to claim that this sleepy little place is the hotspot for creature activity is worrisome? Yeah. August? With a deep breath, August responds.
I'm aware that there was an investigation, but that nothing was found. We chalked it up to the simple fact that we aren't doing a good enough job of eliminating the creatures as a country. That they are multiplying at a rate far quicker than we and everyone else can effectively handle.
Another quiet hum. I gather that she's simply testing them. Aurora knows a lot more than she's letting on clearly, and brings back a touch of her knowing resolve. It brings back, So why in the last year has that magically gotten better? Until these recent murders began, Lunaris was relatively peaceful again, wouldn't you say? Not as peaceful as before, but an improvement we've seen, yes. I'm no wiser than you, really, Enforcer, but I do know that the thing committing these murders is no ordinary creature. And I know that the method in which your precious leader has used to fix the problem is an unsavory one. I'm sorry, what? But something isn't right here in Lunaris. Something is drawing them here, and whatever that something is, it's making them stronger. Tell us what happened last night. How did she find the creature? Aurora daintily clasps her hands in her lap, taking her time to respond. God damn it, woman! I have to check the graveyard and the forest surrounding the Outback before I sleep. I like to know that there's no creatures out there that may need my help. You have Lux for that. Does she not do her job sufficiently enough? Lux is an incredible guard, but she doesn't care for creatures in the way that I do. She simply serves to protect us, not them. Why do you require a night guard exactly, then? Before Aurora can speak, August pipes up.
Because we were fed up of them calling in problems and using up our limited resources. The only real issues they ever had was some angry townsfolk with a kitchen knife.
If you hadn't already noticed, the Ibex isn't exactly popular around here, so we assigned Lux as an unofficial guard to keep watch. Anyway, as I was saying, I did my usual nightly check and I heard something distressed in the forest. I found a creature. The creature. A ghastly looking thing, but it was crying. Interesting. I cannot explain, but that's what it sounded like. Hunched over against a tree, clutching the bark, just wailing. I approached it. It simply ignored me and retreated into the forest. But she holds out her arm. The gash is deep and angry. As you can see, it wasn't so uninterested in me this time. It attacked me, pinned me to the ground. I only escaped because it heard something and scurried off. Shit. I look at August and they're pinching the bridge of their nose, their eyes closed. Yeah, more also, how do you know this shit? I look at Aurora, taking note of her confidence and her poise. It's impressive, but I can't help but wonder how the hell she knows all of this information that she just decided to finally give to us. I've been here a week, ma'am. Why didn't you tell me this sooner? You know an awful lot about the Enforcers, even more than us, apparently. How? She shrugs, nonchalant. Not quite getting the gravity of the situation, I feel. People talk.
To the twins that alienate everyone by telling them they deserve to get gobbled up by monsters for daring to be afraid. Sounds unlikely.
Believe it or not, there are people in this sad little town that are more afraid of the Enforcers and your hunter pets than they are of the monsters. They see you talking to the things that lurk in the catacombs, the vampires, the lichen, the demon, and they may smile and seem friendly, but they are just as much of an untamed creature as the ones that lurk in the woods that you don't allow to drink in the tavern or sleep in your beds. Listen, man, what I do in my spare time is between me and my 2 newfound boyfriends, okay? I watch as August rises and walks to stand in front of the fire. Aurora hasn't taken her eyes off of me, her expression inscrutable. You need to see a healer. She shrugs, uncaring, sparing her bleeding arm a fleeting glance. Like I said, it's just a scratch. 'Tis but a scratch. Yeah, no, this should not go into Monty Python. My brain is going there, but we shouldn't.
You don't know
right.
what the hell that thing is. And you're already unsettling enough without suddenly sprouting horns.
You should seek out Ezra. At least we know he'll be discreet. She stands up quickly and heads to the door as if the moment to leave this place couldn't have come sooner. Before she reaches for the handle... Wait. Yes?
Don't forget this kindness we've shown you here tonight. We could have thrown you in the dungeons for what you've been withholding, but I'd rather not see someone else disappear. Though our beliefs may differ, we are here to protect you.
Good job, Gus. I stand to join them, a show of solidarity in that promise. Aurora may not believe their words, but their purpose has and has always been to protect everyone. Stay out of the woods, Aurora. Creatures like this are not something you play house with. Make no mistake, this is something even you cannot feel sympathy for. It's killed mindlessly and unprompted. She smiles, and for the first time it seems genuine, if not a little reserved. I'll come straight to you if I see it again, and thank you. Sorry that I brought her here. You did the right thing, do not apologize. They take a seat, sinking deeply into the cushions with a grateful groan. Is it bad that I remain unfazed by such conversations? Not knowing a bloody thing has become the norm, apparently.
This town is infested with secrets. I can't wait until all of this is over. If it ever will be.
How am I supposed to do my job and protect these people when I'm left so in the dark? You care enough to keep trying, and that's all that matters. The people of Lunaris are lucky to have you. Thank you. It'll be morning soon. With a heavy sigh, August curls their legs up beneath them. Yet another night of no rest. What's new in this town? Suppose I better go try and get an hour or 2 of sleep. I'll head back to the wolf and attempt to do the same. We'll reconvene tomorrow. Sleep well. Okay, bye! I wake, barely refreshed, but with an inkling. A gut feeling, or something. The Ibex is more desolate than I remember. The doors open easily enough, even though there isn't anyone here to greet me, and the chapel within has only pockets of sunlight where it streams through the cracked windows. The rest is drowned in shadows, but shadows that I know are safe, I guess. My instincts warn me of nothing else other than the 2 bright presences perched atop the dais at the far end of the room. And as they're here, I don't feel the need to worry about my own safety. Strange that I feel that way about 2 demonic entities of the highest class. Me, a hunter, alone in this abandoned temple, like the plot of some corny horror novel. Which, you know, yeah, kind of is, because it feels like we could die at any moment. Elaine and Omen's conversation peters out as I close the door behind me and approach them. Oh, okay, so it's these two. The way they tilt their heads in perfect synchronization reminds me eerily of the Woodridge twins, but their expressions are quick to change to big, similar grins. Parker, I didn't expect to see you here. He slides off the dais and comes down to meet me. I incline my head at him in greeting, but my eyes are on the still-seated Elaine. She stares back at me and smiles, bright and soft, raises her delicate hand in a small wave. Hello. It's good to see you as well, Elaine. Elaine beams at that, clapping her hands together. Oh, it's good to see you too. I'm sorry the last time we met, things were so messy. With a small oof, Elaine pushes herself off the dais and approaches me as well. And my second, I suppose, impression of her is that she's far cheerier and much less cautious than Omen. There's a spring in her step even as she strides, eating up the distance with wide, confident steps. She sketches a curtsy for me, and when I try to return it with a bow, she giggles. Thank you. I was hoping I would see you again. We both were. I heard something happened with Aurora. Yes, Aramos looked so worried. She picks anxiously at the cuff of her sleeve as she mentions him. My eyes are drawn to the movement, as are Omen's. And is that my imagination, or is that tiny crease between his brow? Does he not like Aramos? Before things can get awkward, however, I clear my throat and an idea strikes me. I have a question, actually, for the both of you. Identical brown eyes blink at me. They really are twins, even if not human ones. When we were speaking with Aurora last night, she mentioned something. It seems the last few years, supernatural activity has been an all-time high in Lunaris. August figured it was only because the volume of creatures was increasing faster than the Enforcers and our hunters could control them, but we have our doubts. And I know instantly I was correct to doubt, as the air around us seemed to shift and change. Omen sucks in a deep breath, his hand going to clutch the back of his neck, eyes averted. Elaine purses her lips and clasps her hands in front of her, but she keeps her gaze on me. For a moment, she's no longer a soft-eyed woman with large teeth and a pretty smile. For a fraction of that moment, I perceive her as the thing behind these human details. Something old and seething and immense gazes at me through those eyes. The pressure near crushes my lungs with the force of her presence. Then it dissipates, so fast I could be convinced I was imagining it. And then the music swells, because of course it does, because, you know, dramatic shit. And it's because Omen's hand is on her shoulder. No, it's fine. They aren't trying to... He trails off. Elaine pats his hand, but slides it off and turns to face me fully. The smile is back, if just a little sharper than before, and she raises a hand. I almost flinched, but all she does is point at my weapon. Can you please remove your hand from that? It's a lot to ask me after that little display. Elaine inclines her head. You have a point, I suppose, but all the same, it will do you no good here. She's right. Gowling thought she would point it out so matter-of-factly, but even as I reluctantly tear my fingers from my weapon, the answer I was seeking strikes me. It was you, wasn't it? You're the reason for the increase in paranormal activity around Lunaris. It isn't her fault, but mine. Omen is still rubbing at the back of his neck as though worrying an old scar. When he meets my gaze, his aura is dimmed, sad. Omen?
Some mortal years ago, I had an argument with my father.
He pauses, mouth moving without a sound. Elaine shifts on her feet, and I watch her from the corner of my eye, but she doesn't move. Her presence is once again extinguished and kept tightly under control.
It ended in my departure to your realm. He was unhappy with me leaving and tried to prevent me crossing over. I had to go into hiding, and in the journey between, it's possible I might have damaged the boundaries between our worlds. Here in this town.
Omen! Omen, you broke it? Oh. And your father isn't planning on making a trip across to get you back, right? Please? Please tell me Lucy's not showing up on our doorstep. The thought leaves me cold as much as it makes me want to stare at the ceiling and wonder out loud what exactly this town has done that caused so many fucking problems to become attracted to it like flies to a bloated corpse. That would be just the thing we need, wouldn't it? Lucifer himself coming through to give us another slap on the booty. No, he cannot wander so far, not as far as us, and Omen took measures to stop him from finding us. She gives Omen a look, but he purposefully ignores her. My eyes are on the hand that he's still using to rub the back of his neck. I assumed it was a nervous habit. Now that I'm paying close attention, I can see something that looks like it might be a scar snaking out from under his collar. It's difficult to spot, though, and as if he's thinking the same thing, Omen yanks his collar up to hide it. Elaine presses close to his side, their shoulders touching, their tails intertwine briefly, almost a hand-squeeze gesture of their own, before she leans away and looks at me. We apologize for the danger we've brought to this place. It isn't me you should be apologizing to, I think. Omen gives me a pained look but inclines his head.
You're right. I didn't know the boundaries would be so badly affected by my crossing. By all means, destroying the brand, the markings that allow my father to seek me out should have been enough. I also hoped the boundaries would heal on their own, as they do. Likely they are, but too slowly. Perhaps.
He trails off, looking at something behind my shoulder. I turn to follow his eyes. Amaros Woodridge stares at us from where he's half peeking from the front door. His eyes widen like a cornered rabbit when he realizes we've noticed, but before I can even open my mouth to reassure him, Elaine makes a gleeful little noise and runs to Amaros. Omen snorts, the sound almost a laugh. I was almost afraid you didn't like him. He kept the news of Elaine's arrival from me. That should be enough for me to resent him. He says that, but his eyes are soft as we look on. Elaine is holding Amaros' hands now, who looks remarkably less afraid, and whatever they are talking about is too low for me to hear, but his smile is bright. I see her smile too, and her tail curls affectionately around his waist. They make their way back over to us, Amaros eyeing me warily. Sup? How we doing, buddy? I nod at Amaros when he glances at me again. The way he seems to jump a little before smiling back is almost amusing. Have you come to fetch me or Elaine? Neither. Actually, I came to tell you that Aurora will be here soon. I wanted to... He trails off uncertainly. Probably not sure about betraying his sister's view on things yet. I'm not sure how much I can sympathize with him after the mess last night, but I'm nothing if not glad that I don't have to see that woman again just yet. You sure? I would like to see her, but that's a whole other thing. I am just a thirsty bitch, though, so it's fine. I have a feeling she would have something galling to say about all this that I should also make a report on. I scratch my head thinking about what exactly will go in the mission report for this entire mess, just considering it's already causing me a soul-deep pain. Need to go find Alcar anyway. Oh, that would be a good idea. I hope that I'll see you later. I'm sure you will. He hums in agreement, reaching for me as though he wants to put his hand on my shoulder, but he seems to think better of at the last moment he turned into an awkward wave before walking away. I linger for a moment longer, watching Amaros and Elaine's conversation. Amaros is smiling at something she says, and the last thing I see as I turn away from them is Elaine kissing his cheek. Okay, fascinating. The streets are dead empty when I leave. It's eerie, almost the sudden stillness, as though the town itself is instinctively aware of the wrongness it's experiencing, withdrawing into itself. I wonder, truly, how much people know, how much they're willing to know. From what Aurora said, it hasn't always been this way for Lunaris, and I find it hard to imagine this before. It must have been years ago, according to what she said in August. But all Omen and Elaine have done is confirm that there is an increase in supernatural activity, not what the enforcers have done to combat it. Yeah. Nor did their affirmation lend anything to ease the growing dread in me. The one that's been sitting like a poison in the back of my mind since I first started snooping into August's office for Aya's record just a few weeks ago. I'm a general, but I'm still just another hunter in the end. Enforcers, the allies, the support network at my back all account for my much success and strength. Listen! Fight the man! Fuck it! Just tear it down! Break down these systems! Anyways. Now what if I can't even trust to hold my weight? You know what? Fuck it. Don't trust them. Destroy them. Destroy them from the inside. Pure anarchy. Let's go. And I don't know the full truth is nothing new. I'm only ever told enough to commit myself to the contract at hand. Nothing yet, no. Which is terrible. You shouldn't be living your life that way. But those deliberate acts of withholding information have always been passed off as an attempt to protect the hunters. And for the most part, that's been true. Really? Gonna call bullshit. The sound of a bird taking flight snaps me out of my thoughts. I shake my head, blink, and look up to the sparse, twisting branches of the forest. Somehow my feet have taken me here, taken me on a path I didn't know I could remember so well, and yet when I look down, I see the rock in which Alcar hides his cave. Thank God. He hasn't bothered to keep the trapdoor concealed, I realize as I walk around it. There the entrance is, inviting to all. I feel like that's Hesitantly, I kneel by and knock. A long moment passes with no response, just as I was beginning to feel silly. It's daylight, it's probably in town, and it suddenly swings up so fast it nearly hits me in the face. Okay, well that's reassuring. I thought something bad may have happened. Alucard tilts his head, ears perked. His expression slowly morphs into a grin, if a tired one. You got a warrant? No. It's not what guests bring with them on a house visit, Alucard. Depends. I shift, intending to sit. Yay! Hi, Jem! Thank you for 17 months. How has it been 17 months of me doing this shit? How's it going, friend? How we doing? How's things? I don't know what's going on. My body feels weird. Why are bodies? Anyways, why are meat suits like this? It's fine. I say, not forgetting the fact that I worked out this morning. This is 100% why I'm feeling sore suddenly. I shift, intending to sit, since honestly, I'm not sure if he's going to let me into his house. The moment I start to, however, Alucard retreats back into the cave with a beckon. Into the home we go! Snow plus... Oh, no. Oh, that's brutal. That's gross. How bad is it? Also, I'm already so tired of the snow. It snowed the other day and it hasn't left, and I'm like, I'm so done with this bullshit. He's already gone. If I don't follow the trapdoor, he's gonna fall on my knees, so I hastily follow him down. The latch is a little difficult to work out, but after a moment I managed to fasten it the way I think it's supposed to be fastened. I hope you're able to get some rest, though, and relax a bit tonight, Jem. By the time I get into the cave properly, which looks about the same with just a bunch of messy blankets and pillows up on one of the benches, proof that he really did just wake up, Alucard is already across the room. Yikes! That is awful! 20 inches of snow, 10 hours in a plow truck. That is... I'm so sorry. That's hell. It's not even the warm hell, it's just frozen hell. Oh, I'm so sorry, friend. That is... Boo. Not fun. I watch him throw firewood into a small stove and put a kettle on to boil. What brings you here, Muddy Hunter? Instincts. Alucard throws me a smirk. He opens up an iron chest next to the stove and pulls out a jar of something dry, then joins me by the cushions. Prying the lid open, he offers me a treat. Is this the dog chow? If you're a dog, everything you eat is dog chow. So are you a dog? No, mate, it's fucking candied fruits. I snort but take a piece. So I'm not in a rush. Nothing has exploded in the town that I know about. You cut your feelings on something? No, I just what? Is it that I realize I don't know what the hell I've come to him for, really? Comfort? Going to Alucard for comfort? No, not likely. Though, now that I'm here, there is something I need to tell him. The hunter you attacked, well, the one who's attacked you were imprisoned for, I should say. Alucard's wolf ears immediately flattened to his head. I see his jaw clench, but he looks straight at me, red eyes sharp. Yeah? His name is Azazel. We found signs of him in the dungeons. Alucard inhales sharply, then sighs, the relief evident in the drop of his shoulders, but then he raises his eyebrows.
Wait, in the dungeons? The dungeons where they kept me? What did he do?
Fucking great question, my friend. We have no idea, but he was there, and I'm sure he was at the very least alive when you were taken in. Then why did they... I have no idea. Alucard snorts, and this time the sound is bitter. He gets to his feet, begins to pace, tightening the bandages around his hands. I can feel his upset, the intensity of it. And under all that... Excuse me! Sorry, I felt that coming on. I was like, wait, what? That's weird. I don't know where that's coming from. Can't blame him. There we go. You keep using past tenses. What happened to this Azazel book? I don't know that either, which is the problem. Alucard pauses and looks at me in disbelief. After a moment, however, he sighs and comes back to sit down again. Guess that's why you're here. Tell you yes.
Your employers sure like to keep shit hush-hush. Figured as much. But thanks for telling me. It's been sitting like a fucking gravestone on my mind since... Well.
Yeah.
Well, now I feel pretty fucking bummed out, actually. I can't believe they put me through that shit for something that never even happened.
I'm sorry, this shouldn't have happened. They had no right.
They don't need rights. They only needed a reason and the upper hand.
And this is why we need to dismantle the system! The bitter pessimism in Alucard's words sting, but I shake my head. There's right and there's wrong. They owe you an apology. We owe you an apology. Since it seems we can't find a fucking explanation for anything that's happened. Right? Yeah. Why are you sorry for something you can't control? Because I'm a hunter, just because. Alcar laughs short and sharp, but he clasps me on the shoulder. And what are you going to do about all this? I'll find the truth. That's all I can do. No, it's what I have to do. And that's all I ask for, too. His hand closes around my wrist. I raise my eyes from the floor to look at him. And the sheer intensity in which he stares back at me, the sheer sincerity in his eyes, almost carries the force of a blow. Thank you. Alright, now where to? Hey! Vampire boyfriend, let's go! I hear a quiet laugh and I smile to myself as a figure appears in the shadows. Raven! What's cooking good looking? Hi, darling. May I escort you to Lord Casimir's lair? I mean, not that you have a choice. I'm terribly bored. Forgot how fun she is. I begin walking and Raven falls into a step by my side. Though she walks backwards, those crimson eyes not leaving my face for even a second. Why are you bored? Sun's up. Can't do much other than annoy Finn, and now you're here to do that, I assume. Then with a suggestive waggle of her brows. Or, you know, other stuff. The kind of stuff that involves lips and hands and... Hey, I'm just fucking with you. I wholeheartedly approve of this union. He's happier since you came to town, you know? Him and Ezra are good people. The best people. I'm grateful that you brought them together again. I was real sad when they parted. She sighs heavily, fluttering her lashes. And now I have 3 people to annoy. Living the dream, me. I love it. I love her. The comment is interesting, but even more so it is the floor. Raven snorts uncouthly and nudges me in the side. Can't be too coy about it, not when you've picked him to, you know. Anyway, I have work to do, vampires to see, and you to avoid. I hope the emphasis on work is a sufficient reminder that despite that, my future company will be pleasant to have. She snorts again. It's quickly becoming a familiar sound. He works too much, all of you do. I would agree with that wholeheartedly. You know what's not work? Smoochies. You know what this game needs more of? Smoochies. Let's go. She skids to a stop in front of me as we reach Finn's door, her hand raised. Listen, I just want you to know we have your back. Not that Finn wouldn't have already told you that, but it's important to me that you know. Oh, girl. The way she looks at me tells me I can believe her. Raven is loyal to a fault, and I'm lucky to have such allies. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sweet. Now go do your boring, important people stuff, I guess. I'll try not to interrupt. Please interrupt as often as you want. In a flash, she's gone, absorbed by the darkness. The door to Finn's room opens with a quiet creak before I raise my fist to knock, and he greets me with a smile. Afternoon. He reaches for me, taking my hand and pressing a kiss to my knuckles before tugging me inside. The door closes softly behind me with a click. Yes. A little bit, yes. Except for I have been able to... Listen, today's been a great day, so where we last left this game off, I had to make a decision between the 6 of them. Both my gut and the dice, we rolled dice for this for the record, say to go with Finn, which is great. And then we got an option to romance both Ezra and Finn. So I have vampire boyfriend and I have witch boyfriend, and life is great. It is the polycule we wanted, and I am happy, and everything is great. Anyways. So it's a little bit Buffy because, yeah, there's vampires and a witch still. So, sure. It's just Buffy's also sleeping with Willow. And I'm not gonna... Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine. He reaches for me, taking... We already did this. I heard Raven lurking. She didn't bother you, did she? No, she was delightful. I shake my head as he laces our fingers together. Honestly, yeah. Same. But I always go towards that direction anyways, so. I shake my head as he laces our fingers together, his other hands coming to rest upon my waist. She was fine, if not a little strange. He tilted his head this way and that, feigning, tossing a deep thought in his mind before grinning. Get used to that. Strange is her specialty. We should discuss Fierro. Discuss what Piper and I found down there. His expression neutralizes, his posture becoming tense. Yes, we should. I have some concerns, as I'm sure you do. What could they want with his blood, Finn? I'm no expert, but if I'm not mistaken, vampire blood can be harmful to anything that isn't of your kind. He stares off into the distance for a moment. The look is pensive, as if he's considering his next words very carefully.
What do you know of your initiation? Of what they put you through when you're chosen?
Nothing. I open my mouth to respond, but I find myself having nothing to say. I remember little of what happened back when I was just a child, back when I first arrived at the academy. I remember waking up and feeling different, feeling strong. I frown, frustrated that I can't recall such a pivotal moment in my life. The moment that quite literally made me who I am. I wonder why that is. Is it repressed? Is it trauma? Is it... I can feel him watching me carefully. When I met his gaze, his eyes were sad.
I know little of what they did to make you the way you are, but I've been around long enough to hear rumors. Nothing about what's happening here adds up. Of that much I'm sure. The only person who has answers is Harry. But we can't even trust the man who swore to lead and protect you.
Yeah. If they're taking Fiora's blood, it's not with good intention. Vampire blood can be incredibly dangerous if used with malicious intent. We need to get him out of there. I search my brain for ideas, solutions, anything. The silence we stand in is heavy with our contemplation. Something hits me. When I first encountered the creature, it's almost felt like I'd been thralled. Did I not call this? I did call this. As if you'd been compelled to just freeze. It manipulated you. Manipulated. Then something clicks. The rumors you've heard about the initiation, what can you tell me? He grips the edge of his desk, the wood creaking beneath its fingertips.
There are many things about the agency's practices that I've heard over the centuries. None of them are particularly kind, but most sound too far-fetched to be plausible. My personal favorite is that hunters grow on trees. Were you grown on a tree?
Yes. I laugh, rolling my eyes. Point taken, not all of them are exactly sane rumors then. No, but with everything that's been going on around here lately, stranger things have happened. That didn't get me in! Fiora's an empath, right? He can both feel emotion and manipulate it. Yes, and he's incredibly powerful. Levi wouldn't have looked at him twice if he wasn't different. There are other vampires that have such abilities. Even I can influence people's thoughts, but not to the extent that he can. I think about the implications of that kind of power falling into the wrong hands, how they leave me feeling leaden in place. Can these abilities transfer to, say, through consuming his blood? Can't say I've ever heard of such a thing being done before, but it's certainly not impossible. That creature, if it has been given his blood, why? What could that possibly achieve? Take a deep breath, trying to gather my thoughts. Already they're heavy in my mind at what that might mean. Something new, something powerful. So he called it. They are feeding the blood to the monster to probably get, like, the manipulation powers. I process everything as best as I can on such a little sleeve, yet feeling out of my depth somehow. You should have a nap. Listen, have you heard about this thing called naps? I think you would like it. Our priority is getting Fiora out of there, but we also have other concerns to attend to. Like everything! I can have the clan work on an extraction plan now they know exactly where he is. Leave that to us. That's one less thing for you to worry about, right? Sure. Though I could use your help in enlisting Merriman to assist. We could do with someone on your side. Yeah, sure, that's easy. Consider it done. I look at him, and even through all this doubt and uncertainty, I feel safe. He reaches for me again, and I go willingly, winding my arms around his neck, smiling when he leans in to run his cold nose along my jaw. We're unstoppable, remember? That feels like famous last words. I feel like things are about to go south. I shiver against him as he holds me that little bit tighter, strong arms encircling my waist. I remember. Kiss him! Smoochies!
Amazing. And whatever that thing is, it has a world of pain coming its way.
This entire session has just been so many smoochies. I run a hand through his hair, letting the soft obsidian strands twine about my fingers. He hums, his eyes fluttering closed. And then he kisses me. Smoochies, smoochies, smoochies. Anyways, we're fine. I need help, it's fine. The cool press of his lips against my own is the only reassurance I'll ever need. The feel of his body so strong against mine, it's all I ever want. Ah! Hi, Jamie! Why did I yell? I have no idea. Okay, no, you're not still... What do you mean not still at work? That sounds fake, but okay. That sounds like a lie. Why are you still at work? Oh, anyways. Sorry. We're with Vampire Boyfriend. We just got smoochies. Life is good. Life is good here. Actually, no. Lunaris is on fire. It's fine. Oh, no. I'm sorry to hear that. Jem, no! Why? Why do you go back in 4 hours? That's not a rest. Oof. I'm so sorry for the both of you. That's... Oh, no. Sunshine. That's awful. I am so sorry. Oof. I'm sorry, Jamie. I'm sorry, Jem. Let's see if we can't get Vampire Boyfriend on screen again to help. There we go.
You have somewhere to be. suggest you leave now before I can't find the strength to tear myself away.
Okay. As much as I'd love to forget my duties, he steps away, straightening his clothing with a sly smile when I fail to respond. Go. I've been around long enough. It's not like I'm going anywhere. You really do, friend. I gather my wits, my heart once again slowing to its resting pace. I need to go see Ezra about our demon friends and get more smoochies. Listen, we have 2 boyfriends. We have vampire boyfriend and we have witch boyfriend, and it's actually legit, which is my favorite thing. Anyways, it's not me just saying everybody is dating me. For once. Then reaches out to adjust my rumpled shirt, surveying me with a satisfied nod. Perfect way to spend your day, I'm sure. He opens the door for me, leaning against the frame as I step out into the cold hallway. Stay safe. I'll be thinking of you as always. Okay, bye! The shop is busy when I arrive, but Ezra does an excellent job of remaining professional when he spots me. I linger in the corner while he brings up his final customers, surveying the volumes upon volumes of magical literature he has on display. The sleepy white cat from before is curled up, oh, kitten, on the countertop as she lazily raises her head when I approach as the bell signals the final customer is left. Her eyes glow a vivid aquamarine, and she's certainly unlike any other feline I've seen before. Ezra! Hello, other boyfriend. Her name is Coco. He scratches her chin and she purrs her thanks before gracefully jumping down, heading for the back room with a swish of her tail. She's got a bit of an attitude problem. I think I've spoiled her a little too much. No such thing. How long have you had her? His mouth twists to the side while he thinks. She followed me home one night when I was a child, maybe 10, 11 years ago. She's not exactly a normal cat, but I've never really bothered to find out what she might be or where she's from. She's just Coco. We'll value her privacy.
What can I do for you? Is it about the tall, blonde, utterly terrifying woman you sent my way last night?
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that one. You were there for that, though! I grimace, taking a deep breath. My mind is once again overflowing with revelations, new information I've barely had time to process. Sorry about that, but no, I had a chat with our demon friends. I study his expression carefully, but I see nothing to indicate that he has any idea what I'm about to say. And... how adept are you at closing hell portals? What? I almost can't help but laugh at the way his eyes widen. Then a flicker of realization, his shoulders sinking under the weight of it.
Oh no, I can't believe I didn't think to check. I've been so caught up with everything else that I just... Fuck.
I believe in you. He's obviously distressed that such a thing could fly under his radar, and I gather that Ezra has quickly put the puzzle pieces together, that our poor dear friend Omen left a fucking demon gate open. Ezra isn't stupid. He knows what this means, what the tear between realms has brought upon this town. We can and will fix this. There must be a spell, a ritual. He clears his throat, snapping himself from his daze.
Yes, I mean, there will be, not that I'm familiar. It will require a great deal of research, and I doubt I'll be able to do that alone.
Do you want to go get Gus Gus? August? He smiles.
August is very powerful, as I'm sure you can already tell. So, with their help, hopefully it's something we can achieve.
Fingers crossed. Otherwise, I don't know. I got nothing. But look, we're fixing all the problems this stupid town has. I don't doubt either of you for a second. I look at him as he processes all of this, his fingers visibly twitching at his side, eyes flicking to the endless rows of books that line his walls. Ezra, I know you can do this. Please don't worry. He offers me a smile, but it's a sorry thing. Timid almost.
I'm glad that you have some faith in me, at least. I'm just so angry with myself. I was the first person Omen found when he arrived. I should have known.
I tended to his wounds, saw the markings I should have checked. Markings? I think back to the odd way that Omen rubbed his neck. Demons from other realms often have a sigil or rune that grants them access to their home, so it makes sense for him to have one, I suppose. But healed? To what extent did Omen go to? You should ask Omen. This isn't my place. Of course, but think you can give yourself a pass on this one? It isn't exactly common to have a prince of hell stumble into your shop. I cross the room and take his hand, an urge to comfort him overwhelming. I tip my chin to catch his gaze, coaxing a small smile. You're just saying that. Oh? And why would I do such a thing? Yeah! Smoochies, smoochies. We're fine. But we're good. Look, more smoochies. This has just been the playthrough of so many smoochies, and I'm so glad. I watch the gentle bob of his throat as he swallows, his lips parted, focused on me, only me. Then he captures my lips with his own kiss and with his own in a kiss that assists in my answering my question. That I do anything for him, anything to make him happy. Listen, I'm aware I've been here 1 week, however. His hair is soft when it curls about my fingertips, his skin warm as my thumb brushes over a flushed, freckled cheekbone. Reluctantly, I pull away, resting our foreheads together, looking at him in his pretty eyes. Then, as honest as I could ever be, I would never lie to you. You're brilliant and smart and capable.
How you're actively trying to make me blush, aren't you?
Yes, abso-fucking-lutely. Have you met me? I place another quick kiss on his lips before I move away, but only a little. No, I just know that you can do it. I'm not just saying it, I promise. With theatrical sigh, Ezra concedes. Very well, I believe you, I suppose. Now, do you want to tell Gus or should I? Very loud burst of laughter tells me I might be the one tasked with such a pleasant conversation. Fun. I know where I'm going. Oh, we're going to Piper first. Okay, cool. Piper opens the door with a smile, and I advance to the next stop on my tour. Apparently, we are fixing things. Afternoon? Just gonna stand there or what? I roll my eyes, kicking off my boots as I enter. God, she's pretty. We take a seat upon the sofa, Piper tucking her feet beneath her, relaxed in her surroundings. I had an eventful evening, let me tell you. She sits a little straighter, eyebrow quirked in interest. Oh, yeah? Yes, with your favorite cultist, actually. The noise that she makes is interesting. Her. How awful for you, my sympathies. Rather you than me, though, I suppose. What gives? Oh, you know, the usual, just making friends with the thing terrorizing us. Normal cultist stuff, you know. Usual Tuesday. I wish I could say I'm surprised. I wish I could say that, too. It was at least a productive conversation. Yes, it helped, which is better than nothing, right? Better than nothing. I take a deep breath, considering my next words carefully. We should talk about Aya. About what we found down there. Oh, yeah, we have not talked with you in a hot minute, have we, babe? Her shoulders slump. She averts her gaze, her eyes sad. Yes, I haven't stopped thinking about it all. Fiyero, Aya, everything.
How can we work for people who do that? Who forge records, who imprison their own for nothing?
A fucking great question. Listen, destroy the system. We're gonna bring it down from the inside. It's fine. Pure chaos. Let's roll. Aya's innocent. That much I know. And Azazel? He's down there because he supposedly got attacked? It continues to make no fucking sense. I agree with her, but we have little time for frustration. We have to begin acting. Now. The clan are preparing to get Fiyero out of the dungeons. We can't leave him in there. Not now we know that what they're doing. Finn was wondering if you'd mind assisting them. Of course I will. Anything to stick to those asshole enforcers. I am going to just tell everybody everything. I don't know at this point. I make choices. I feel a little stupid for having such an idea, but after Finn told me about the blood, I can't get it off my mind. When I encountered the creature, it was almost as if it enthralled me. Like it sapped away all my free will. Piper frowns, shifting a little closer, waiting for me to continue. What if they're taking Fiyero's blood to give to this creature? To make it stronger, better. She takes a while to respond.
If they are, why? Why would they need to mess around with the things we're supposed to be killing? Our purpose is to rid the planet of those things, not to make them stronger.
Listen, babe, I don't know. This is what we're trying to figure out. This is the closest we've come to anything, though. She's right, it makes no sense. Need to figure out their endgame and fast. I pause, watching her carefully. She looks so tired. How are you doing after all of this? She huffs a quiet little laugh, shrugging. I don't really know.
Before all of this, I was just angry. Angry that I got punished for caring too much, which isn't something I ever really did before. Now I just feel numb.
It's going to be okay, Piper. It has to be. Right, how could it possibly get any fucking worse? I grimace and Piper laughs. Don't say that. Now we're really fucked. With a groan, I reluctantly tear myself from the comforter sofa. The mere thought of dragging myself across the street to the wolf makes me want to weep, but really should check in with Gus Gus. Need to go and visit our dear enforcer. Have fun with that, I suppose. Yeah, I think it is. I really do think that's where this is going. I mean, okay, but hear me out. I have been sus of, like, the top guy that we got introduced to, Harry, since, like, the very first time of us playing this. The second we met him, I decided the V was not deep enough in his clothing, and therefore he was not trustworthy. And so far, it's turning out to be right. But also, we can destroy this entire system. It's great. I'm all for it. Anyways. Thanks a bunch. I head for the door, turning to look at her one last time when she yells, "Wouldn't wanna be ya." Yeah, no shit. I gotta go break some bad news to my boss at some point here. One of my bosses. In the aftermath of what we learned, August and Ezra are quick to action. Oh, I don't have to go have that conversation. Excellent. Gathering supplies and instruments required to perform the spell. That was the first day. Then time stretched on. 1 day. 2 days. Oh shit. 4 days. A week. Knowing that everything was leading up to this moment and might not even work was stressful to say the least. What if they couldn't close it? What if the creature is still that strong without this unseen force feeding it? Those worries lingered, but I found ways to distract myself. I hunted nightly, spent time training with Piper, studying with August. There's also Finn and Ezra. I love those boys. Stolen moments with them amongst all the chaos moments only solidified my feelings for both of them. Then a knock at my door one night. News I'd been waiting for. Oh, still so pretty, this backdrop. I step outside just in time to watch the sun set over the horizon. The sky darkens and the clouds are tipped with orange, then purple, until all that hangs over me is endless black. Somehow I feel lighter than ever as I head for the forest, a funny kind of hope settling in my gut. Ezra and August are strong alone, but together I think back to that moment in Ezra's shop, the reconciliation between the two, the shift in how they hold themselves, a weight finally released. Together, I have no doubt that they're unstoppable. There's only one way to find out. Okay, where is this fucking portal? Oh, I guess it's in the woods. I guess that makes sense. Omen and Elaine have entered our realm right on the edge of town, just as the cobblestones fade into dirt. I still think Elaine is a very strange name for a demon. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm not sure how to feel about this. Oh, look. They're all fancy pants. I love when they wear that stuff. Ezra just looks ready for battle. I found Ezra and August exactly where they said it'd be, both of them looking a little pensive. Right on time. I know you don't suffer tardiness. Very good. Now, shall we get on with it, I suppose? Ezra has already laid out his supplies, a neat little pile of strange things you can only ever find in a magic shop. Oh, excuse me. There is also a symbol drawn on the forest floor that looks startlingly similar to a pentagram with a few minor changes. Ezra catches me looking and offers me a shrug as if saying, of course this closing a portal to one of many hells will require such a thing. Just another day in Lunaris. Yep, we're getting used to this now. Let's just get this over with. He pulls a vial from his belt, a dark liquid, the liquid dark and viscous. From my experience, I recognize it as demon blood. Omen gave it willingly. I didn't stab her. I like that we're prefacing with the fact that we did not stab the demon friend. I think we know that, Ezra. Just checking. He pours the blood upon the ground at their feet, the faintest shimmer shining in the grass when it makes contact. They join hands, begin chanting. I am not even going to make an attempt at pronouncing this. Mina am Aoni. I said I wasn't going to try, and I did anyways. From the fire of earth, Mina am says, to the fire of hell. Oh, we got some fun glyph business going on here. The shimmer grows in luminosity, pulses brighter still until it's almost blinding. Do I need to be here for this? I step back, watching as their grip on one another tightens, their eyes aglow, legs shaking. Oh, you can also see even through, oh god, I did not look up their eyes. I was focused on the arms. I love how pretty it looks on Ezra, though. Like, it's all florals and stuff like that. The glowing eyes is really neat with what's under here. Hi! Hello, Pulsar. How's it going? I mean, you're not wrong. It's not necessarily a deal breaker as they allowed you to stab them. But if they're a demon friend, not a demon foe, then, I don't know. Demons are friends, not food. Nope, wrong one. That is fish. Or, I don't know. Insert reference here. Hey friend, how's it going? Welcome. We're doing magic shit. That's all I know. We're closing a demon portal. It'll be fine, right? But I was also just admiring, like, the actual, like, line work. Anyways, we're fine. It's just pretty. Ezra almost falters, but August holds him steadily. It gives him strength. K, nope. K sase nush yisas. I have no idea. We call to he who rules this realm. Yahaza is koka. Close this gate. The ground beneath our feet rumbles. It stutters and shakes from their incantation vibration I feel deep in my bones. Why am I here? I don't know. Can't do anything. Yahaza is koka. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. And by weather, do you mean snow? Because apparently that's what everybody's dealing with right now, is just the harshness of winter. But welcome, and I'm so sorry your internet's out. That is dreadful. Oh, boy. Welcome to more dating shenanigans, but also dealing with sexy murder mystery time. That's how this is going tonight. Close this gate. Okay. Then, stillness. Silent. Wait, it's not even snow? Oh, gods. What are you dealing with, then? Stillness, silence. Slowly they release one another, exchanging appraising glances at their current state. There's some haggard breathing, but they're apparently fine. They turn their attention back to the tear. Oh, that's gross. That's just miserable. At least snow is pretty to look at, but when it's rain, it just feels like it gets into your bones. Or former tear. It's miserable. Yeah, no, that tracks. Ugh. And then knocking out your internet at the same time is just, that's a pain in the ass. I hope it comes back soon. I hope it doesn't get worse. That is dreadful. Is it done? Did it work? Perhaps the question was too soon. It tumbles out before I can stop it and echoes loudly. Yeah, seeing that hazy portal wink out was anything to go by, I damn well better ask.
I think it did. The energy still lingers, but I no longer feel anything pulling at me. Not like I did when we first arrived.
I would blame the weather, too. That's a fairly reasonable assessment.
The only way to know for sure is to get Omen or Elaine to check for us.
Then why are Omen or Elaine not here? Why am I here? Because I can't do shit here. Ezra is interrupted by a chorus of yelling and terrible screaming. Ah, shit. As if all at once the air is kicked from our lungs, whatever brief moment of relief we had is extinguished at the sound.
It's coming from town. But we need to...
I'll clean up here. Go. I've got this.
You sure, babe? We both look at him hesitant, but time is of the essence, and we know we have no choice. Stay safe. Head straight home as soon as you're done. You've exhausted yourself enough for one evening. I will. Lunaris is in chaos. Oh, good. There's blood on the streets of its owner. I'm not entirely sure, but I know exactly what it is the second I see Piper rushing towards us, her daggers drawn. Her aura thrums with adrenaline and bleeds into mine at her approach.
Report.
It's that thing I saw with my own eyes. Ugly motherfucker, isn't it? Where is it now?
It was heading straight for headquarters. Had this mad look, like it couldn't see anything else. The witches scared it off and distracted it. It scurried into the forest, but I couldn't catch it.
I'm sorry, what happened now? This thing's getting bold. Good, no one should face it alone. And we cannot risk losing anyone else. Especially not you two. Well, let's go! I look around and see the fear etched across everyone's faces. The creature hasn't made it this far into town in years, not a hostile one anyways. They must be terrified. We have to do something to show them that we have this under control no matter the circumstance. We have nothing under control! We need to go find it and kill it. This ends now. Damn right we do.
I'll stay here. They're afraid. This is their nightmare. I can at least try to make sure they feel safe.
Oh yes, good. I get to go fight the stupid thing. This is great. I look off into the distance, the forest calling to me. The tips of my fingers tingle, every nerve ending set alight as my adrenaline spikes. Well, this is gonna be great. Well, I'm the thing the monsters have nightmares about. I am bold as shit, apparently. Let's finish this. Let's see the creature. We head towards the forest, leaving the town in chaos behind it. Back towards the forest? I thought we were heading towards headquarters. It's just me confused. I stop dead in my tracks as the houses fade out and something tells me to pause to think. August, you should stay with Piper just in case I pause, taking a breath. I can handle this. I don't doubt that, but I'd hate to leave you alone. I smile at them and they throw me an incredulous look. I won't be alone. They frown, their eyes flickering towards the tree line, and when they relax, I suspect that they see exactly what I see. Very well, I'll fall back, keep the townsfolk safe. Is it Finn? Is it Vampire? They reach out and place their hand upon my forearm, squeezing gently. Their eyes are sad but earnest and proud.
Show it no mercy, just as it has shown none to us.
Okay. I nod, knowing I won't let them down. Any of them. Yes, General. Reluctantly, they turn on their heel, immediately barking orders at a group of enforcers that scurry towards them. I feel them before I see them, our connection growing stronger by the day. When I turn, they're both... Yes! Sorry, I'm good. We're good. It's all good. Everything's fine. They're both standing right before, beautiful smiles upon their faces. Hi, darlings.
Might like to go on a date. Don't have anything better to do you?
Hi, darlings. How are you? I roll my eyes at Finn, as does Ezra, but the smiles we cannot stifle say it all. Truly a beautiful evening for a romantic stroll, wouldn't you say? This thing doesn't stand a chance, not against us. Ready to finish this? Let's go kick this creature back to whatever hell it dared crawl from. I love that they both join me. This makes me so happy. Doesn't take us long to find the creature's obvious path of destruction. Well, no shit. Blood and ichor cover the ground. Its own, I presume? There's a path of trees that have been felled. Jagged claw marks covering the splintered bark. I close my eyes, but Finn snaps me from my concentration when he steps out in front of me. Wait, I need to... He looks at Ezra, who steps forward, places his hand upon his prosthetic, the etchings flickering gently.
Finn, it's okay.
Wait. If this gets bad, I might... change.
Ooh!
I would hope you'd never have to see me like that.
Fingers crossed you
I know
did figure it out.
I'm already a monster. I just hope you don't think any less of me when you see what I really am.
Oh, baby! Hopefully you figured it out, Pulsar. Oh, Finn! No, we're gonna love you anyways, buddy. It's okay. I look to Ezra, who watches the vampire with such a gentle fondness that I can't ever imagine being scared of him. You're no monster. For him to think I could ever be repulsed by him is madness. I've seen many creatures in my time, many horrors, but Finn could never be one of them. I could never see him as anything less than the man I've come to feel for. I take his face in my hand, stroking my thumbs over the knife edge of his cheekbones, and I smile. You're not a monster to me, to us.
You forget, I've seen you at your worst, and I still love you, don't I?
Ugh, my heart. My very queer heart. I love you both. Silly of me to think either of you would ever be fazed by anything, I suppose. He presses a kiss to each of my palms before withdrawing my touch. All I see when I look at both of you is someone who I care about. I pause, the words feeling heavy upon my tongue. Before I can continue, there's a sorrowful groan that echoes from deep within the forest. Well, that's a rude awakening. This is a beautiful date and it's being ruined by a monster. It lumbers into the clearing, too close to the town for comfort, too alert and entirely focused on me. Well, shit. Finn grabs my arm, pressing his lips to my ear, tugging Ezra behind him. We'll keep its attention, you attack. Don't let it thrall you. It straightens up, taller than I remember, but still no taller than me. What if it thralls you? Finn smiles, clenching his fists. I watch him transform before me, shifting into something. Oh, look at him! Aww, he's getting there. Not human. That's okay. Oh my god, the prosthetic got really cool. What the fuck? Look at the fucking spikies. The once gentle gold of his eyes is swallowed by fathomless black. Well, dark fissures appear on the surface of his milky skin. Yep, okay, cool. His prosthetic glows so brightly. I thought in this game the dates were with... Yeah, they are. He's a vampire. We also have to... We are... We are fighting monsters, we are fucking monsters. We are doing both in this game. Although Ezra's a witch and thus not technically considered... actually, I don't know. They're not highly regarded either. Well, I mean, it's a complicated issue. But no, there is plenty of monsters in this, some of which we have to fight. In case of this one right now, because it keeps killing people. Again, this is a sexy murder mystery, friends. Oh, look at the... I'm sorry. It's always fun when the detail work shifts, and I get very excited about it. A weapon. When Enoch speaks, his voice is different, deeper, every syllable shaking. It can try. Ezra's eyes widen as he takes in the sight of the beast, and he swallows thickly when he looks at me unfazed by Finn's shift. Look at my magical boy! Aw, I love them. Anyways, we're fine. I thought Ezra was magical before. So pretty. Ugh. The whites of his eyes are swallowed by the brightest, most vivid emerald. Fissures of light appear upon the surface of his skin like vines curling around his fingertips. I love the actual floral nature because I think it just speaks to who he is. It's really stunning. The air practically hums around him, singing under his command, the thick scent of petrichor permeating my senses. It's enchanting. He's enchanting. Listen! This is coming from me, but this is not the time or the place. His magic lives and breathes, and in this moment I'm captivated. Go. I propel myself forward, unafraid, kicking up dirt. I throw back my fist, landing the first hit with a satisfying smack. The impact reverberates through my knuckles, and I reach for my weapon as the creature gathers itself. Can we see the creature? Because I feel like not seeing this... It's really not, Jen. It isn't. No. It's not even enthralled. It's just, like, the jaw has dropped, and we really don't have time for that. Three of us fall into an easy routine as if we've been doing this together forever. Finn and Ezra keep me alert, keep it distracted, and I lay into it with every ounce of unbidden power that surges through my body. We violently clash, nothing but a flurry of frenzied movements and strikes. I swing hard at the beast, erring to stick to my typical strategy of attack, not letting the furious tempo of this battle overtake my senses. However, there is a method to its madness, and its poise and posture remain something more than brute strength keeping it steady. When finally one of the attacks connects, the creature lets out a horrific scream. Something that could bloody my ears, and it sends me to my knees. I dial back to catch myself, vision blurring. Finn is fast, more quick and nimble than anything I've ever seen, but he is thrown to the ground beside me. He skids to a stop as he hits the trunk of a tree, already splintered by the creature's hand. Ezra calls out to me, coaxing me back to the fight as he keeps it at bay, an indecipherable display of power as vines break free from the earth and curl about its feet. It's strong, stronger than we anticipated, but more than that, despite its haggard appearance, it fights like I do. Yep, that's what what if it is Harry? What if he's transformed? What if he's, I don't know, what if the boss's boss has been behind it this whole time? Ugh, love warm apple cider. Calculated, precise, calm. In a way no creature could ever be or ever has been. It fights like a hunter. Did I not call this from like 2 seconds in? I think I did. Finn pulls himself to his feet with a growl, teeth bared and eyes wild. I bring my hand to my face as Ezra chants an incantation in a foreign tongue, seeing crimson leaking between my fingers, staining my skin. Finn calls to me, parrying its heavy attacks with relative ease, giving it as good as it gets, but still struggling. I find myself frozen, my breathing heavy, but everything has been laid out before me, and I curse my stupidity for not seeing it sooner. You don't trust the one that doesn't have a very deep V-neck. Come on. That should have been the first hint. I don't think so, but anyways. As if the creature has read my thoughts, as if it knows that I figured it out, it gives something of a smile with that grotesque maw. It lunges and pushes Finn aside, a startling display of strength, like a mere afterthought, and heads for me transfixed. Ezra rushes to his side, still chanting, but the creature shakes off his spells as if they were a gentle rain. Its eyes are constant on my form, long, heavy strikes gaining quick momentum in my direction. I cannot move, I cannot think. It's all a haze now. I wonder if it's a little bit of combination vampire blood, combination possibly demon blood, combination werewolf blood. And somehow we've decided to put this all into one person, or multiple people, because we've had 2 people go missing, but I also don't trust Harry, besides the point. But anyways, theory's bound. The only coherent thought I have is, I'm going to die. If I'm going to die here, all I can hope is that they both make it out. We're not dying here. Draws back its gnarled arm and I brace for impact. It's too soon for me to steel myself against the assault, and I feel my body shocked with pain. Oh, we do get to see it. Oh, no, that's just boyfriend. That's just vamp boyfriend. I hear a growl, something primal, something not human. And I see... What is going on with your hands? Oh, that's the prosthetic arm. And I see Finn gnashing his teeth, ready to descend. You go get him, baby. He looks otherworldly, every inch of his body screaming power, as if he's commanding the very elements of everything around us illuminates. As bright as the moon that hangs high in the sky above us, brighter. It was beautiful. Anyways, then Ezra steps forward, a whisper, something gentle and harmonious, yet not quite of this world. His lips move at a frantic pace, the air around him aglow in the flurry of magic. He's commanding nature, everything around him at his mercy. The display distracts like a moth to a deadly flame, and the creature turns to face Finn and Ezra with a sorrowful groan. At that moment, there's clarity in me, my body finally recalling every ounce of training I'd had throughout my life. The instinct to survive, saturating every... I mean, we kind of do want to live through this, so it's really nice that that kicks in at this moment. I feel stronger, movements more certain. I see Finn take a hit to the chest. I strike it with everything I have. I drive my weapon to the back of its neck with a guttural scream. It swats at me blindly like a wild animal trying to shake me off. It stumbles feverishly in random directions, but considerably more sluggish than before. Again, it attempts to remove the thing that will help meet its maker, but I relent. I hold on, plunging it deeper until I can hear the sickening crack of bone. Ugh, fun. The creature's voice is smaller now, shaking and shaking as the life form it is finally torn asunder. It halts in its movements until it falls to its knees and pounds the dusty earth. I wait. And I wait until I am certain it is dead. Finally, there's a resounding silence, and I catch my breath, or try to anyways. I look for both of them in the aftermath, and I watch as Ezra guides Finn to his feet, blood running from his nose towards the hollow of his throat. He swipes at his face with a clawed hand, licking the blood clean. His eyes remain fixed upon his blackened palm as he sucks the red from his fangs with a swipe of his tongue. Ezra talks quick and quiet in his ear, his brow drawn, and I gather that he's trying to soothe him. I mean, that's probably for the best. That's when I feel it, warm and wet running down my ribs. That's not a good thing. Blood. I almost don't feel the pain through my fervorous adrenaline, but Finn turns and fixes me with wide eyes. I quickly take stock of my injuries.
Finn, stay with me.
What did I do? What happened? His teeth are bared in something other than that familiar, handsome grin, and for the very first time, my instincts tell me not to trust him. I fear him. But it's still Finn. Still the man I've come to adore, and Ezra stands firm by his side, holding him unafraid. I slowly press my hand over the worst wound, the one at my side, because fuck me, I guess. I feel the initial brush of blood slippery against my palm as I apply pressure, Finn's nostrils flailing. Finn, it's okay. His gaze meets my own. It's not the warm, gentle gold I'm used to, but something fathomless and dark. He takes a step towards me, and my body is screaming at me to protect myself and to fight. He flexes his fingers, his movement stuttering, and then he stops. You're hurt. Ezra's at my side in a flash, his hands pressed over to the wound. I shake him off, convinced that it's not just a scratch. Let him do his work here. My life. My eyes still on Finn, his posture remaining tense. He closes his eyes tight, his hands balled into fists at his side. He doesn't want to hurt me. He's scared he's gonna hurt me. Slowly, I take another step towards him. I might be stubborn, but he wouldn't hurt me, and I know it. As I draw nearer, he grows tenser. He turns his face away from me like he's ashamed. Finn, please. He shakes his head.
I don't want to hurt you. I'd never forgive myself.
I know. I know in my heart that he won't, that he will not.
Let us help you. We're not going anywhere.
Another step, and I take stock of his own injuries and of the claw mark that cuts through his chest. It's angry and deep, and apparently not healing as quickly as it should. You're hurt, says you. Listen! Pot kettle black. It's how it's happening right now. I think how overwhelming the smell of blood, my blood must be to him, for it still seeps through my fingers, dizziness taking hold. I am gonna pass out, probably. I reach out with a hand that isn't stained crimson and cup it to his face, feeling that familiar cold. He leans into it, a quiet, ragged purr rumbling deep in his chest as he slowly opens his eyes. And he's back! There he is! The darkness is gone, the fissures of the black that had trailed his cheeks too, and now all I see is gold. Bright, beautiful Finn. I smile, letting out a quiet laugh, the sound of disbelief, and I realize that we did it. Should let Ezra take it that yep! We did it. It's dead. It's over. And this is where I pass out. I'm sure. We did it. And this, yeah, come Come on, come on. Any moment now. No. Stay with us. Oh, shit. That's not a good sign. Then, everything goes black. Well, you know, this is great. If this is how the game ends, I don't know.
Hunter?
No regrets. Oh.
Hunter, snap out of it.
Coaxed myself out of my little daze, finding kind blue eyes staring at me. An amused kind blue eyes.
Are you quite finished daydreaming?
I smile at him because as much as Harry tries to be annoyed with me, he's adorable when he's angry. What the fuck is going on here? Oh no! What happened? What happened? Now I'm curious. I am Major Addington, very sorry, sir. You're dead. There's his little mouth twitch, an attempt to stifle a smile. I know him too well, and as humble as I try to be, Harold Addington III cannot resist me.
Stop that!
Stop what? I'm not doing anything. He sighs, loud and pitiful. Oh, wait, is this? The fuck? Oh, this might be... I have no idea what's happening. It's fine.
Yes, you are. You're looking at me like that. How many times do I have to remind you that I'm your superior, Hunter Lane?
Oh, that does sound expensive. Oh, geez, Pulsar, I'm so sorry. That is... Ugh, no bueno. That is not good. I feign contemplation, just twisting the knife a little more, making him squirm. I am James right now. Oh, this is weird. Oh, maybe a few more times might do the trick. We both laugh as he swats my arm, but Harry is quick to straighten himself up, ever the professional.
I have an assignment, something out of town. It might take us a few days if we're lucky.
He looks at the papers that have been deposited on his desk, a pretty sizable pile for a simple missive by the looks of it. Little getaway, just the two of us? Harry rolls his eyes, scoffing.
If you consider hunting a rogue clan of witches romantic.
Using the air fryer and the crock pot at the same time tripped the breaker. Yikes! Oh, cable modem's in the same circuit. Ah, that'll do it. Wow. Yeah, that is gonna require rewiring because that's not a ton. Different room but on the same circuit. Yeah, but none of those things would use, you would think, a ton of power to be able to completely trip that, I would think.
You do, don't you?
I shrug, stepping forward to push the papers from beneath his fingertips. I rest my hand upon his waist, crowding close until he has no choice but to sit upon the surface of his desk. Any time spent alone with you is time that I cherish, my love. The flush that sweeps... Oh, look at him! And now we're blushing! The flush that sweeps across his cheeks is charming as always, and when I lean in to brush his lips with my own, gone is the stiff formality of Enforcer General Addington, and in his place is the man I love. Well, yeah, you were talking about that, so I mean... just means it's a little extra work. My partner in all things. My soulmate. Aww. We're both in need of some time away from here, don't you think? Even if it does involve us being knee-deep in angry
Sweet,
witches.
talk me some more, please. I don't know how I ever resisted you.
I raise an accusatory brow. You didn't. He huffs quietly, but my statement is irrefutable.
So smug.
Unconsciously, we both cast the door a glance. It's closed, and I lean in to lose myself in his kiss once again. They say that nothing lasts forever, but all that felt like to me was a lie told by people who never truly found love like I did. I knew that Harry was special the first time I met him. We found a connection immediately, only to have it torn asunder when he failed the initiation. What do you mean? But, even with an ocean between us, both of us sent on such different paths, we still found our way back to one another. 5 years, 10 years, 15. A partnership forged out of love, trust, and strength. We were unstoppable. I'd do anything for Harry, but in the end, that's why it all began to go wrong. You shouldn't leave, not right now. Your people need you. I need you.
I have little choice. Such meetings cannot be postponed. Do not pull the I need you card. Things are under control now, James. Besides, it's just a few days. I shall be back before you know it.
His smile is as bright as it's always been, but it doesn't reach his eyes. They're cold and tired. In a way, I can't help but blame myself for Harry's recent boldness. I've always encouraged him to think outside the box, to stop being so rigid when it comes down to following the rules. Now, please, Harry, this has to stop. He averts his gaze, twisting his wedding band nervously. I know you think you're doing the right thing, but it's not worth it. None of this is worth it. I step closer, taking both of his hands in my own and tugging at him to look at me. He refuses, still staring longingly out of the window. I love you too much to let this destroy you. Think of everything you've achieved. Would you throw all that away just to make some numbers look
It's
good?
not about numbers, and you know it. It is about saving people's lives, about stopping those things from overwhelming us until we're nothing but...
He pauses, closes his eyes, then carefully pries his hands from mine.
It's about doing what I swore to do. Fulfilling my duty as protector of this country. Protecting you.
I can protect myself. Harry flinches at my words, exhaling sharply.
We will discuss this further upon my return, but I must go. The carriage will be waiting for me.
Do not share this, Harry. You're further away from perfecting it than you think. And you know it. At that, he smiles, shaking his head. He steps closer to cup his hand to my jaw.
You've always underestimated me, my love.
Nope, but that verifies that Harry's been working on some kind of bullshit. He kisses me, and something about the way he does so makes me believe it's for the last time. After Harry's departure, I sat at our kitchen table and wrote him a letter before my nightly patrol. I knew it wouldn't make it to him before his meeting. In fact, I wasn't even going to send it. I just had a feeling. My dearest Harry, as much as I'd love to muse about how I long for you to return to lay with me in our bed, I'm afraid this letter comes as with a less lighthearted message. I'm worried. These experiments, Harry, what the fuck have you been doing? Are troubling me, and I've been unable to sleep soundly since you showed me last week. I fear something terrible will happen. What if he's been experimenting on Aya and Azazel, which is why they're in the dungeons, which is why they've gone missing, but they now resent him, and that's why they keep killing hunters. Because he's trying to make them stronger. Fuck. I fear something terrible will happen that we won't be able to hide, that you won't be able to recover from. Is this really what they cursed all of us with all those years ago? I always knew we were different, that something within us made us stronger, but... Children, Harry, we were children. Think about that before you continue with this, but think about their intentions and why no one has attempted this before. I'll be leaving for a hunt this evening, missing you every step of the way, my power dulled without you standing strong by my side. All I ask is that you slow down, perfect things before you dare implement your plan. I'm not sure how much longer I can sit back and watch, just waiting for it all to go wrong. I love you and I just want my husband back. We can make it through anything as long as we have each other. Always yours, James. The graveyard is peaceful, the air is cool, and the sky clear. Also, I'm aware I normally would have stopped streaming by this point, but I am now, like, fixated on finishing this. So we'll go for a little while longer. If it looks like it doesn't end, then we'll resume on Thursday, but we'll probably do another half hour. Because I am just like, what the fuck is going on with this right now? Anyway, I might be dead. I am now living through the story of James. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, I am here. The crunch of gravel under my boots is strangely comforting, and I feel a sense of calm washing over me as I stop in front of a newly placed headstone. This is where you die. I crouch down, tracing the carved letters with my fingertips. James Addington Lane, brave hunter, loving husband, cherished friend. What? I haven't seen this yet. I stand, my vision blurring. There's a searing yet familiar pain in my temple as I turn and see a tall figure before me, silhouetted by bright moonlight. They would put the hunter part first, wouldn't they? Maybe am I me again? I don't know. James steps closer, standing by my side, sparing his grave a glance. The second you become a hunter, it trumps everything. You're not even really considered a human first anymore. Yep, gonna ask this question. I look at James, studying his features, registering that he's here, flesh and bone and alive? Or am I okay, I am me again. This is great. Am I dead? He shakes his head. Oh, thank fuck. No, but you're somewhere in between, just like me. Oh, that's even worse for you. I'm so sorry, friend. What do you mean you're in between? I look down and press my hand over my ribs, and it comes away crimson. My armor is jagged and torn, and my clothes are saturated with blood. We're having a grand old time here. When I look back at James, his brow is furrowed, and I see a shadow emerging from the blackened tree line behind him. Familiar sight, lumbering, misshapen, not human. It's behind you. My words are monotone, though I intended them to be a warning. My throat feels tight, and I'm once again stuck where I stand. He shakes his head, ignoring the looming threat, his dark eyes focused on me and me alone. It's not real. You killed him, after all. Him, so Azazel. You simply did what I couldn't, what I should have done. I froze. I was too afraid to hurt someone I knew. As a hunter, you know you cannot hesitate, cannot second guess. If you do, people die. He's right, they teach us to be ruthless in our decisions. If it can kill you, you kill it first. It thralled me. I thought it was how it got you. He shakes his head. I saw... He pauses, mouth agape as if he wants to say it, but something stops him. You saved them, Parker. Though your job isn't done just yet. I stared at him blankly, trying to comprehend where I am, why he's here, just everything. What did they do to us? He simply smiles. It's somber, almost pained. It's easier if I show you. Fuck. I stare up at the familiar building that stare up at the familiar building that is now before me? Or buildings. Anyway, sorry. Grammar. A bitter taste blooming upon my tongue. I grew up here, learned how to kill here, how to survive. They promised us the world and that we'd be heroes. I feel like that's a bold-faced lie, though, and really just part of the propaganda. As a naive, this is the place we're going to later burn down. It's fine. As a naive child, I might have even believed them, and yet, in reality, we're nothing but pawns. Feels different now, doesn't it? I was so excited to be chosen. Most of us are. They make us feel like passing the initiation is some kind of coveted honor. It's not an honor, then what? James looks down at his hands, turning his palms skyward. I see scars, not unlike the ones that cover my own skin, and he looks back up. A curse. Suddenly, the sky turns an inky black. The moon is full, hanging low. The stars are sparse but bright. With a heavy sigh, James turns to me. You ready? Nope. Finally found out how hunters are really made. I liked the growing on trees theory. Could we go back to that? Because that was a fun one. I think back to the comment Finn made the other day, smiling to myself. Thank you! Growing on trees. That is 100% what this is, right? Please? Pretty please? James laughs. If only it were that simple. What do you remember of your initiation? Nothing. Yes, apparently nothing, because apparently, yeah, non-existent past, it's fine. Feeling stronger, feeling different, feeling better. He tilts his head at me, smiling. As I suspected, they're very good at making you forget what they need you to, aren't they? You would have been taken into the courtyard at night, right where we stand. They would have asked you to take your oath to pledge yourself to the cause. A witch would have offered you a vial of something which they then expect you to ingest. I'm sorry, what did I... What is this, Dragon Age? Am I a warden? Apparently I'm a warden. Oh, fuck. I looked down at my hand, something cold appearing in my palm, a vial. Just as James said, the liquid inside is black, viscous, and glowing. I remember, I think. They say that those that fail experience are... they say that those that fail experience a great discomfort. Vomiting, convulsions, though it's still a mystery what makes us different from them. I uncorked the vial, bringing the mixture to my nose. It smells bitter like copper. It's blood! Whose blood? Can somebody tell me? I closed my eyes, my heart pounding, and then the words roll off my tongue as if possessed. I swear that no night will be traversed in fear. That morning will be a promise and not a hope. I swear that I shall lay down my life for the cause of my duty to protect the vulnerable from creatures of this realm and any beyond. This feels very Grey Warden shit. Like... And then I remember the way that it tasted, the way that it made me retch and fall to my knees. I dug my fingers into the dirt until they bled. My skin cracked and my nails split. It burned my throat. My body fought hard to reject it, but I lost. When I opened my eyes, the vial is gone. Not dead, nor of the living, bind them and reveal to them the strength of ascension. We summon you to reach your wizened hands to them. Let them be the vessel that will carry us onward. It is written that this power is our right to wield. Give to their body what separates man from the vulnerability of flesh. Be that which must push the boundaries of mortal coil. Fuck. Really? The blood of the vampire, creatures of the night, consumer of life. Impart your keen awareness and resilience, but not be shun of the light or endless of life. I'm sorry. I thought they were just doing this in the experiments. I did not realize it was more than this. The blood of the Fae, tricksters incarnate, denizens between realms, impart your cunning and agile grace, but leave your weakness to the elements. The blood of the demon, call that one too. Purveyors of evil, guardians of the realms, impart your strength but not your anger. Blood of the lichen, predators of the moon, beasts of instinct, impart your primal power but not the madness within it. Why does it always have to be fucking blood? Called it, but also. My hands shake, my breath quickening, and James watches me with a concerned gaze as the realization washes over me. I'm just like them, we all are. The things that we were trained to kill are a part of us. They made us monsters. He nods, and I gather it's been a burden. Knowledge that he's carried for too long. Fight fire with fire, as they say. A simple human wouldn't stand a chance against the big sweet face. The early hunters were true warriors who fought and died too quickly for us to stand a chance. An order was formed, people who had known of the creature's existence before the day of revelation. People who had befriended them, worshipped them even. They formed the agency of the First Enforcers. They studied the way vampires can infect us, the way lichens can curse us. It's simple biology, a touch of magic, and they have a carefully curated weapon on their hands. Do not know how long it took for them to perfect it, and I dread to think how many lives were lost. And it was only truly a matter of time until someone took it too far. I just never thought it would happen in the place I called home. I look at him, he waits expectantly, watching me with a furrowed brow. Can you please continue? Someone in Lunaris. Slowly all the pieces begin to fall into place. Fiero, Alcar, Aya, Azazel. Creatures captured needlessly. Hunters missing and dying. Oh god. I need to go back. I need to find out who and stop them to protect. I ball my hands in a fist. My heart a hammer in my chest and head spinning. Something is wrong. James reaches out with wide eyes, but his hand passes through me. Breathe. My vision blurs and I feel everything around me falling away into darkness. Something is calling out to me, a force pulling and tugging, violent in its desire to bring me back. James. He looks defeated, but he stands a little taller, though he still smiles and my heart aches for him. Our fallen hero killed simply for being kind. You have so much left to do, it's not your time yet. With all the wrong he's done, he did well in choosing you. You've made me proud, made all of them proud. It would have been such an honor to fight by your side. Yeah, James just kind of gave it away there, but we've been calling it since the start here. James stands stoic and stalwart. I'm not certain where I am, and yet he remains with poise. Somewhere in between and still stands as strong as he when he was living. Something tells me he's waiting. For what? Not entirely sure. But I hope that whatever it is, he finds it. His peace, maybe. Tell Harry I love him. Then with a smile, he slowly fades away. Well, fuck. When I wake, I find Golden Green staring me down. Ezra's hands are warm upon me in an instant, pushing me back against the mattress when I try to sit. Oh, good. We're down in Finn's bedroom.
Let me check you over.
I do as I'm told, smiling as Finn takes my hand, squeezes tightly. I've never been more grateful to see them. Did you enjoy your nap? I shrug and Ezra tuts at me, his hands glowing a brilliant green as he passes them over my torso. You're fine, good as new, actually. They share a fond look before casting their gaze upon me once again. Not everyone gets the best healer in Ascaria as their own personal doctor, you know? A quiet moment passes between us and then I crumble. I quickly split up despite Ezra's quiet protest, wrapping an arm around each of them, just needing to feel them close. Finn holds us both tightly, so tightly I can barely breathe, but I can't find it in me to mind. Feels too good to know that we're all here. We lived! Oh, thank fuck. That was a close call. I've been so worried. I curl my fingers in the fabric of Finn's shirt, nuzzling my face against the warm crook of Ezra's neck. They feel so good. Alive. Well, mostly. Finn is technically dead, if we keep remembering that part. They reluctantly pull away, their hands remain upon me. Ezra tenderly cupping my face, Finn's hand settling upon my waist. Almost as if they can't bear to be away from me, not even an inch.
I truly couldn't figure out why you wouldn't wake.
It's because I was having a very interesting dream, let me tell you, friend.
I had a hell of a time getting him to rest, you know?
Finn's mattress is so soft beneath me, his sheets warm, I couldn't possibly feel any safer despite the persistent dread that swirls in the pit of my stomach right now. I need to deal with shit! Sorry I worried you. You know it'll take more than a flesh wound to get rid of me, though. Ezra smiles, his thumb brushing over the apple of my cheek. I'm a brave hunter, or stubborn, I suppose. How long have I been out?
2 days. Ezra did an excellent job of healing you, but we just couldn't get you to wake up.
Listen, I needed my sleep. Clearly. Finn raises an accusatory brow at the witch, but Ezra ignores him.
Do you feel okay?
As they speak, I reach to press my hand over my ribs to the place where the blood had soaked my palms, to where that thing had struck me. I feel no pain, not even an ache, and only one thing plagues my mind. Did it really do it? Is it really dead? Finn and Ezra share a smile, both of them shifting a little closer to me.
You did it. And you were incredible.
I suspect I'm going to meet some resistance in making them both take some of the credit. Yet having them at my side undoubtedly made killing that thing possible. We did it, together. Finn offers me a toothy grin, playful thing as he forces a heavy dramatic sigh. Merely assisted. You're a force to be reckoned with. Didn't stand a fucking chance. And now the bad guy is gone, you can finally rest. Nope, actually not. I hate to break it to you, we have to go deal with that. I have a quiet laugh and wonder if I truly have gone mad this time. Conversations with the voice in my head were bad enough, and now he's taking me on a cryptic trip down memory lane too. I don't think the creature is the bad guy, not even close, just a pawn. Finn narrows his eyes at me, and I wonder if my thoughts are loud enough for him to hear. Ezra takes both my hands in his own, fixing my gaze. I couldn't help but notice you stirring while you slept. I couldn't pull you away from your slumber no matter what I tried. Something happened, didn't it? You betcha! I bite my lip, contemplating that. I want to be honest with him, and maybe they can help me make something. Like, we're telling them. I do not give a shit. I'm not sure if you believe me if I told you. They exchange a gentle look. How about you try this? We've lived in Lunaris long enough to be immune to most weirdness. Take a deep breath, Ezra's thumb brushing over the back of my hand, soothing me. I had a dream, I think. It might have been something more. James was there. Like, really there. We spoke. He showed me what I think were his memories, some of mine too. I saw the academy, my academy. Felt so real, like I was 12 years old again. James took me through the initiation. I'd forgotten everything, almost as if my memory had been wiped. Finn scoffed, squeezing my hand. I wouldn't be surprised if they did such a thing. Ezra listens intently, and I watch them gauging their reactions as my next words still from my mouth. The ritual, they fed us blood. Vampire, demon, lichen, fae, it's what made me what I am. Finn doesn't falter. His natural stillness doesn't usually bother me, but in this moment I need a reaction. Ezra's eyes are sad as he processes the information, and for a moment I feel pitied. But as always, they both surprise me. Nothing could ever make you less human, do you understand? I laugh, unsurprised that he could be so right, and that he could tell exactly what I'm feeling, thinking.
We care for you no matter what. Nothing could ever change that.
I'm so sorry that they did that to you. I take a deep breath, and they each place a hand upon my knee, grounding me. It will take some time to process, but as long as I have you both on my side. Finn frowns, clearly frustrated. They have no right. Yeah, no shit. I also saw Harry and James together, almost as if James was trying to tell me something by showing me pieces of his memories of them. James wrote Harry a letter the night he died, and they argued prior to that. James kept asking him to think about what he was doing. I got the impression he holds a lot of guilt over what happened, and he told me that he should have killed the creature when he had the chance. Something made him hesitate. That isn't like James, not in the slightest. Like all hunters, he always knew that hesitation means death. I nod, remembering James's word, his disappointment in himself. The thing that killed him, or the person that killed him, he knew them. That's why he hesitated. That's why he died. RIP! It's not good. See? It's all coming together. It's all Harry's fault. He did not have a deep enough V-neck shirt, and therefore he is evil. Not really. It's just a problem. It all... Finn drags his iron palm over his face, disbelief clouding his features. We sit in silence for a moment, but eventually Finn breaks it with some good news. While you rested, we've rescued Fiero. Went well, but they haven't even bothered to come looking for him.
I find it so strange that they don't seem to care. They lost a supposedly valuable prisoner, and yet they do nothing?
Exactly. They know where he is. They're not complete and utter morons, I think. They could be very well onto us.
They could, and after what you've just told me, I can't help but think that's why they held him. To make more of whatever nasty concoction they fed you. To make more hunters.
Can't be certain, but everything James said makes me believe that it runs so much deeper than that, yes. Surely they haven't gathered blood in such a violent manner all this time. Surely they've made deals or something. I feel like it runs so much deeper than that. They both smile at me, a little reassurance amongst all this uncertainty. Then a thought. Finn has been around for centuries, since before the Order was even a concept. Do you remember the first hunters? He averts his gaze, his eyes suddenly sad, and I get the horrible feeling I've said something wrong. It's okay, Finnegan. Ezra bites his lip and pointedly takes Finn's hand, holding between both of his own. I do, yes. I was in Eclair on Revelation Day where it all began.
I'm not sure if they were true hunters then, or even when the Order was truly formed, but they were just normal humans. They fought, and most of them died. Maybe that's why they sought to find something to make them stronger.
Because they wouldn't stand a chance against you otherwise. He smiles, sadly shaking his head. No, they wouldn't, but they put up a bloody good fight. That's why Levi and I fled when we came here. Ezra flinches at the mention of Finn's sire's name. What about me? Could you tell there's something wrong with me? Finn dips his head to catch my gaze, his brow deeply furrowed.
It's always been obvious that you're different. Normal humans don't have your ability, stamina, and all the other little quirks that make you, you. Even then, we've never thought of you as monsters. There's never been even the slightest inkling that you were created in that way. That should tell you all you need to know about what you are. There is nothing wrong with you. You are still human. Every bit of you.
No. Ezra clears his throat and chimes in, still holding Finn tight.
That should tell you all you need to know about what you are. You're no monster.
The way they look at me. Oh, I know that they speak the truth and neither of them would ever lie to me about such a thing. Doesn't make me feel any better about what I've learned about myself, but it's a start. Then as I look a little closer, I can't help but notice that Finn looks a little different. Now that my head is clear, I can see the macabre petals of purple that bloom beneath his eyes. Something that vampires certainly shouldn't have unless. And then I remember the creature striking him, the glimpse of a claw mark under his shirt. I reach out and Finn flinches, his palm pressed firmly over his chest, the other curling around my waist. I'm fine. Bullshit. I look at Ezra and he's also staring at Finn, confused, reaching for his shirt. Reluctantly, he lets Ezra unbutton and he peels the dark fabric off his broad shoulders so he can study the obvious wound. Ooh, that is a gash, my dear. It's shallow, but something has quite clearly stopped it from healing as quickly as it should, if at all. The skin that surrounds it is angry and red. The dark fissures are stark against the pale white. Then again, Ezra's fingertips glow pale shimmering green, but Finn carefully grabs his wrist, his magic fading upon contact.
No, you're still weak. You need rest. I will not have you making yourself sick when someone else might need you far more than me.
Boys, stop arguing. That thing was no normal creature. You could get sick. Ezra pries his hands from Finn's grip with a huff, and it's the first time I truly see him look angry. It's already infected. You're a fool not to tell me. Finn isn't stupid, and I know he's aware of the implications of leaving such a wound untended, but apparently his stubbornness knows no bounds when it comes to keeping us both safe. I reach out and flatten my palm over the place where his heart should beat, and I feel nothing. He smiles sadly and takes my hand, his skin soft against my own. And without hesitation, he's lacing our fingers together, squeezing tightly. Don't worry about me, I'll be fine. Fuck you! Famous last words! The candles that surround us flicker gently, and I almost forget where we are as I watch the light dance across his face, his features sharp. He catches my gaze, those golden eyes bright and disarming as they meet my own. I've learned many things about vampires in my time as hunter, but even a fool could deduce what Finn requires. Ezra takes the words right out of my mouth.
If you won't let me heal you, you need to feed.
It's a statement, not a question, and Finn's expression quickly shifts into something stoic. It was truly only a matter of time before this came up. The reality of dating a vampire, I suppose. Who do you usually feed from? Ezra's eyes widen briefly, his cheeks turning a delightful shade of red, and he's answered my question. Ah, Ezra, I enjoy you so much, my dear. Finn huffs a quiet laugh when he sees, turning to address me to save Ezra the obvious embarrassment. I stopped hunting properly when I met Ezra, though I had little choice in being bedridden after my little incident. He glances down at his prosthetic, the magic that flows through it pulsing as it spreads and closes his fingers, turning his palm in what I've come to notice is a habit of his.
After he saved me, I could no longer bear the thought of hurting someone like him. He changed my life, saved my life. He agreed to allow me to feed on him so that I wouldn't have to seek that elsewhere and risk hurting anyone.
He looks at me expectantly, almost as if he's waiting for me to run away. I look at Ezra, my eyes settling upon two perfect puncture marks at the column of his throat, tactfully hidden behind his high collar. That makes sense. So not just a fashion choice.
Witch's blood is potent. It keeps us sustained for a lot longer than any normal human would, which means I didn't need to feed that often. But I haven't fed for months, and with everything that's been going on recently, I need to feed. But I'm not leaving your side.
That was a life choice, my dude.
You haven't fed in months.
Okay, well, guess what? I feel the words rolling off my tongue before I've even finished my next thought. I like that they're both hard options, though. Tell me what it's like. Both Finn and Ezra's eyes widen almost comically, but Finn composes. I've slept for 2 days. I'm sure I'm doing great. What it feels like? I nod. Finn swallows thickly as if almost the action pains him, like thinking about it has made him realize how hungry he is. For both of you. He looks at Ezra, holding his gaze, both of us watching the way he checks to continue to darken. They both exhale sharply, gazes fixed
The
in
way I feel when I feed on someone I'm close with is... it's something euphoric. Like, in that moment, nobody else exists but them and I can feel everything they feel, everything they want. Like we've become one.
It's indescribable.
He reaches up and carefully cups his hand to Ezra's jaw, the witch practically melting under his touch. Then he turns to me and reaches for my hand. I go willingly, shifting closer and watching his eyes darken. It's the most subtle of shifts, but I see it. I committed his features to memory long before tonight. I want that with you. I want you to feed on me. He bites his lip, his fingers twitching. I am the best condition probably right now. This is probably a no-brainer. You stand a chance of actually hurting Ezra. He's probably waiting for me to falter to take back my words, but I meant it. You trust me? After what you saw in the forest. I quickly glance at Ezra and he nods, smiling softly. I do trust him, both of them implicitly, and it terrifies me. I do. I have known you for 2 weeks now? And yet, here we are. They both smile. The flash of Finn's razor-sharp fangs that I'm granted sends a shiver rolling down my spine. The sight of them is strangely thrilling, a confirmation that the fear that's been so ingrained in me is long dead. Ezra doesn't seem to fear him, and clearly at ease with Finn feeding on him, so we unconsciously edge closer to one another, the mattress creaking under the shift of our bodies. Finn reaches out, dragging his finger down the tensed column of my throat, and I tilt my head in invitation to expose my neck. Ezra watches, his breath quickening, his eyes hooded. Finn pauses and looks at me dead in the eyes. I need to hear you say it again. I unbutton my shirt. Wow, apparently we are moving very fast tonight. Pushing it off my shoulders to show him that I mean this. Take whatever you need, it's yours. He groans quietly, leaning in to catch my lips with his own with the briefest of kisses before he begins his descent, running his nose along the edge of my jaw, breathing me in. Never felt so exposed, like a frayed nerve, and at the same time never wanted anything more in my life, because apparently death wishes is high up on the list of things we want now. Too marked be his, theirs. Ezra moves closer, takes my hand, Finn pressed tight between us.
Just breathe. It'll only hurt for a second. Keep your eyes on me.
This is like giving blood. I mean, it is, technically, but it's kind of like the nurse is there and they're like, they pierced you and you're like, yeah, just focus somewhere else for a minute. I nod, focus on the vivid emerald as Finn litters my skin with reverent kisses. He's gentle in his buildup, and then I feel his fangs gently graze the tensed column of my throat, and his fingers tight where they grip my waist, almost as if he's holding back. In that moment, I realize just how much I really do want this, my body singing for him for both of them. Well, you know. Listen, they should. If I don't get orange juice and a cookie after this, I am going to complain. Please. I push my fingers into his hair, the soft ink-black strands snarling about my fingertips. Ezra leans in, our noses brushing, our lips but a breath apart. Finn growls softly, and then he bites me. As he does, Ezra crushes his mouth to mine, and though the pain from Finn's bite is quick, hot, blinding, the penetration is fleetingly resistant as his fangs sink into my flesh with a quiet pop. It's a weird noise I think it would make, but anyways, the ache fades quickly and my pulse flickers wildly as he saps the blood from my veins. Never felt more alive, except for the fact that we're dying, but that's fine. And it's like I can feel his every thought, his every desire. That's how those two can connect. A perfect lifting chorus of my name repeat in his mind. I moan, the noise breaking as it crashes against Ezra's lips, and suddenly I can feel Finn everywhere. He pulls away faster than I expected, and strangely, I almost miss the pain. He soothes the mark with his tongue, lapping up any stray droplets that coat my overheated skin. I sit back, and both their eyes meet mine. The sight of them snatches the breath from my lungs. Finn's lips parted, fangs bared, painted crimson. That's my blood! Well, that's a fun time. Ezra wipes it away with a brush of his thumb, pushing the digit between Finn's lips so he can suck it clean. I am very glad that we get this. Anyways, I love them. I love them. I am almost tempted to just leave it on this note because I am hungry, not for blood. Now, I know, that's the true initiation. Now I'm a part of the family. Now they're stuck with me. And that's how this goes. Yeah. I love this. They're so cute. This is so cute. He nods and I know he heard me. My thoughts screaming and unavoidable. I can't believe they're mine.
Yes. Yours.
Okay, nobody actually owns anybody. We're gonna get past that. There is no ownership. Then Finn is kissing me, the faintest taste of copper warm on his tongue as it eagerly glides against my own.
Taste like heaven.
Oh, good. Ezra moves so he's sitting beside me on his knees, his thighs bracketing my waist, and suddenly I'm surrounded, 2 pairs of hands upon me, touching me, all too ready to pull me apart. I drag my palms down Finn's bare chest through the smattering of dark hair, and I register that his wound is healed. Yay! My senses are thrown into overdrive, everything that little bit brighter, so vivid, I feel like I'm about to burst with the newness of it. My fingers trace every dip and curve of his muscles, every previously unnoticeable scar, wanting to know the story behind each perfect sliver of imperfect skin, to know who marked them and why. Then Ezra says my name, his lips at my throat, right where Finn marked me, and it feels like the world has stopped turning. Cool! This is... We are batting 1,000 today! This has been an excellent way for this to go. Anyways, we know where this is going because I only choose the hard options. We are sleeping with them, and that is actually where we're ending the stream. I hope that the way that I'm looking at them can convey what I want, what I crave, and the way they both press closer to me tells me that it might. Fingers fucking crossed. In a low, addictive tone, Ezra whispers.
Tell us what you need.
Damn. I apparently need both of you right now. Finn carefully pushes me backwards until I'm laying flush against Ezra's chest. Then with a quiet growl, he drags his hand over my ribs, stomach, waist, hips. He then undresses Ezra, peeling away layers and letting them tumble, forgotten upon the floor. He hooks his thumb in the waistband of my underwear and I lifts my hips up to assist in their removal. Alright, cool. This is where this is going apparently today, which is a great time, and I love it. I love this for them. Remember that time where I'm pretty sure I consistently say that all I do is read smut on this channel? This is pretty much what this is. Finn's next words are a whisper, though his eyes bright and earnest as he sits back to look at us.
So beautiful.
Mm-hmm. I carefully I just gave you my blood. I'm pretty sure you're enamored with me for forever. You are under my spell now. This is how this goes. Oh, goodness. When I look at them, I see 2 people that I trust. 2 people who, no matter what, I know will be there for me. Without fail, without question. Life is so uncertain, and yet in Finn and Ezra, I found something solid, something so real that it scares me. Hey, we got shirtless Ezra too. In this moment, I finally realize.
Both so much.
This is adorable. Took the words right out of my mouth.
I love you.
Just lean into it. Honestly, yeah, pretty much. I exhale sharply when Finn moves in to rest his forehead against mine, and Ezra holds me a little tighter. One of his hands reaching out, his thumb grazing over the perfect plush curve of Finn's lips. I do have, like, the age restrictions on this, so, like, it's fine. I allow myself to bask in their presence, just drowning in the feel of them. I love you too. A quiet moment passes between us, and Ezra kisses Finn again, softer this time, but quickly transforms into something more hungry and unquestionably urgent. Something flickers between him and Ezra when their eyes lock. Ezra moves beside him, both of them in front of me.
I want to make you feel good.
Oh, good. I mean, yes. You did just make me feel pain. Finn smiles, his fangs sharp, his eyes bright. Unfortunately, that scar is healed. Ezra raises his hands, clicks his fingers, and the candles flicker and fade out. That is a smooth move, my friend. That is smooth. What happens next is like a dance. This deadly precise thing that I can only lay witness to when they both ascend. I swear that Finn times the deadly roll of his hips with the rapid thrum of mine, and Ezra's heart beats everything in sync. Well, he can't hear them, so it kind of tracks. The flutter of our eyelids and fingers that fist the sheets as sensation overwhelms us. Finn orders and I obey Okay, cool. We're just going very into this tonight. Ezra curls as he tips his head. Listen! I don't know what to tell you right now. Like, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm really just it's just smut on this channel. That's all this is. We're having some sexy fun times. It is fantastic, and I enjoy it very much. This is pretty much what happens. Finn orders and I obey, the iron fingers gripping Ezra's curls as he tips his head with a careful tug, and I don't know how I could ever look away. Honestly, yes. Every intense sensation seems to dissolve into a perfect crescendo, and I breathe heavily through the clenched teeth, biting back noises I know I'll likely be embarrassed about later. Oh, Finn and Ezra exchange a glance, maybe even a thought. Because apparently we have a fucking psychic link now. Ezra calls forward and settles upon his knees before me, close enough that I can feel his warm breath against my lips. He says as a whisper and offers me an inviting smile followed by a kiss, one that's all tongue, decidedly sloppy, and furiously. I told you! This is just smut tonight. This is what we're at. It is not explicit, however. This is where we're at tonight. I haven't been able to figure out the best point to stop it, so I've been waiting for the scene to end. Realistically, I can fade at any point. Anyways. It's teamwork at its finest. Yes, okay, we're gonna go with that. Ezra greedily swallows my groans. I'm pushed over the edge into a state of blissful numbness, and I return the favor. Yeah, you know what? Apparently the title is actually a euphemism, but it's also very literal. Fingertips rasping against the sweat-slick skin, the gentle creak of the headboard as we fall apart piece by piece. I can feel a friend pressing close, his fingers digging a little harder into my hips, an almost primal growl rumbling deep in his chest as he joins us in our release. The moments that follow are seen through a glassy haze, and I feel like I'm in a dream, sensory overload leaving me breathless, and then we go back to bed for apparently 2 more days. Probably. That's how this works, right? I idly wonder how life could ever possibly get boring with these two around. Deb and I joined as one, both of their names falling from my lips like a prayer until the only words I think I'll ever need. Think I may have found heaven. I'm gonna sure? But also yes, because they are both absolutely gorgeous. Okay. Sensory. Yeah, admittedly, it's probably has to be from the blood loss. That they're, like, honestly. Which is just funny. Sorry, we're saving. Because we're gonna end this here. Because that's a perfect place to end it. Yes, one of them is a vampire. One of them is a vampire, one of them is a witch. I apparently just have everybody's blood in my system. It's fine. I don't know what it is. It's a thing. I don't know. It is something. But yes, Finn is a vampire, Ezra is a witch. It's fine. Everything is okay. We're gonna end the stream here. However, apparently our dear friend Cole is streaming and playing Little Nightmares, of which I need to go watch somebody else suffer through that fucking game. I'm fine. I'm not still traumatized from last year. No, of course not. Anyways, we will finish this on Thursday. I think actually finish this. No, listen. No, I finished Little Nightmares. I have not finished Little Nightmares 2. I am still stuck where I left it with the motherfucking mannequins, and I am clearly not okay. I have not been emotionally prepared enough to get back into that game. I will at some point, I swear, so I keep telling myself. I also had a friend gift me 5 Nights at Freddy's, so maybe we try that bullshit too. I don't know. But we will get there. Anyways, we're gonna go raid Cole and say hi to him and watch him freak out. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine. Oh, and I think Holly's on there too. Good night, everybody. It's been good. It's been fun. It's been a great time. And I will see you Thursday, where we continue with the sexy shenanigans. Because that's what this is now. Bye!
Like 2015. Think about 2015. That was such a hard year